Retweet.
All right, now we're live. I would. One sec. Wait, damn it. Nope. All right, copy.
Oh, no, that's good.
I'm in love with the shape of you.
Apparently, since Funimation and Crunchyroll started that deal where all of Funimation's subtitled stuff goes on Crunchyroll and Funimation just handles the dubbed content, apparently Crunchyroll's been handling all of the translations for the subtitles, which is good because Funimation's subtitles for like their simulcasts are incredibly hit or miss.
Yes.
Like, I genuinely do not think Funimation has enough translators.
Remember that show I had to drop because the translation was that awful?
God, what was that one?
Was it? Yeah, it was the one with the girl and the boy who were like rivals in music class, and they were both in love with their teacher.
Yeah, Haruchika. Those were notoriously terrible translations.
Yeah. Damn shame. I wanted to watch it. But fucking Funimation doesn't have any quality control.
Hey,
fucking Tyson still works there.
Hey, yeah. I'm amazed Tyson still works there because, you know, that whole prison school nonsense was a PR nightmare waiting to happen.
Well, yeah, and he was also acting as their PR guy for a while. Basically telling people to fuck off. Basically telling people to fuck off if they didn't like it. Well, yeah, I know, but it's like,
yeah, I don't think you want that guy as your PR manager. Sorry.
I get so mad because people lose their jobs over the dumbest shit. So when people pull really dumb shit and they're still working there, it annoys me.
At the very least, it seems his output's been lessened significantly since the prison school debacle, whatever. Which is, you know, good for us.
What's going through your mind that you thought it was debacle?
I don't know. I'm eating popcorn. Popcorn that's been sitting out all day, so it's kind of soft and squishy.
Nice and stale.
Just a little bit.
Isn't it weird that when popcorn goes stale, it gets softer?
Yeah. Wonder why that is. I gotta look that up. Not right now, but you know, I'll look it up later.
Let's go to r Ask Science, where they will fucking reject your post for some arbitrary reason. I'm so sick of Ask Science because they've rejected every post of mine for some reason or other.
Even if it's like a really good question.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of times I'm trying to ask medical questions and they don't take medical questions. I'm like, are you implying that medicine is not proper science? Because I'm going to tell our medicine that.
I retweeted the thing.
Okay. The phone knows before I see it on my computer screen.
Same here with my phone because it just notifies me the second someone replies to something.
Why is the default YouTube subscription layout on desktop a grid? It's like the dumbest shit. Yes, I'd like no information about this video, please. Oh, you know what that just reminded me of? Fucking Google Books. Hello, welcome to Google Books. Would you like to read the whole book before you buy it? Yeah, some friends and I, we were doing some research for some paper or something. It was like, I think it was like freshman year, actually. And we stumbled upon some resources at Google Books, and we just realized they let us read the whole fucking book, but we also had the option to buy the book. So we're like, welcome to Google Books, where you can read the whole book before you buy it.
It's like someone sitting in a fucking Barnes and Noble 24 hours a day just reading books, and it's like, oh no, I'm just browsing.
I'm just browsing. Yeah, just browsing. Oh yeah. It's so sad that attitude
has this giant 2 foot tall stack of books just right next to him, and they're like halfway through.
My Barnes and Noble doesn't do it, but there are some bookstores because of that exact behavior. They like keep the manga section specifically in like metal clamps and shit.
Yeah, I've heard something like that, but they never happen in the stores near me.
Yeah, I have noticed that, uh, like the way bookstores usually work is that either everything is sensor tagged, so there's a little sticker inside that will cause the door sensor to beep when you leave without it, when you didn't
Beep.
register it on the register.
Yeah.
But sometimes, like with my Barnes and Nobles, it's just random. Like they'll put them on most things, but not all things. In the manga section, everything has a security sticker.
Understandable.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember when I was buying. Well, this is light novels, but I was buying Excel World light novels, and every time I bought one, first thing I would do is look to see where the sticker is and peel that off. after I bought it.
Well, of course.
Yeah. And yeah, sometimes it's like right inside the cover, but a lot of times it's like in the middle of the book somewhere. So it's like, okay, where is it?
Wait, in the middle of the book? Yeah.
Well, no, because they're not. It's not like it destroys the book when you peel it. It's not strong enough.
Yeah, it's very loose adhesive.
Yeah. I love the word adhesive because it just reminds me of that Invader Zim joke.
Which one?
Hello, small child. Participate in this door-to-door sale, and you may win a box of adhesive medical strips.
Invader Zim was too smart for Nickelodeon.
I think every show that's ever been good on Nickelodeon is too smart for Nickelodeon.
True.
I mean, they literally took Korra off because they couldn't. It didn't make sense to air it between reruns of SpongeBob.
Yeah, Korra is definitely a series aimed at an older audience, like teenagers and young adults. So
it's aimed at Tumblr. That's what it's aimed at.
And
I mean that in both good and bad ways.
At the very least, the content and the overall approach to the show was far more mature than, honestly, anything that Nickelodeon had done up to that point. So
I know, but but they took it off air because it just didn't make sense in their programming to have SpongeBob, and then it's like on screen asphyxiation, permanent death, and then back to SpongeBob.
Then, you know what? The better solution would just be to restructure your programming. But nope, gotta have 5 hours of SpongeBob every day.
Well, I mean, what else are they gonna put with that though? Because it was at the time it was like the only show they had that was like that.
To be fair. Yeah.
I guess you could just air it last before Nick at Night, but I think they did that for a while. Something. Because I remember, I think
Nick at Night is still a thing. I don't.
Kevin, yeah. I don't have cable. I'm just guessing.
Then why are you talking like you have an informed opinion?
Hi, I'm Zeke Freak. I haven't had cable in 5 years, but I know everything about broadcast television.
Dun dun dun. Just look at the camera with that like cheesy sitcom grin with a little happy sting in the background. Dun dun dun.
Actually, I prefer long-form television to movies. It's so much easier to watch in the comfort of your home.
That scene made me laugh my ass off. Just the way that Neil Patrick Harris just slowly looked at the screen and gave the camera this look like, yeah, I just said that.
Find the children, find the orphans, and get out of this godforsaken Nickelodeon.
Oh my god, I love the little slightly venomous jabs towards the live action movie, which I believe Daniel Handler did not like. So, because if I remember correctly, he did like 8 different drafts of the original script, and all of them were rejected in favor of some other draft that was completely different from what he wrote.
Yep.
And he only did the and I believe he only did the DVD commentary under contractual obligation.
Yep. And instead of that, we got the draft where Jim Carrey makes dinosaur noises.
You should see the look I'm giving right now.
And glassesless Klaus.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense because isn't Aren't Klaus's glasses a major plot point in like book 4?
Yep. Good thing they stopped right before that.
Yeah, that would have been a clusterfuck.
Yep. Oh no,
my
non-existent glasses.
At the very beginning of the next book of the next movie, they would probably have to come up with some nonsense about him like staring into the sunlight and having eye damage or something.
maybe like a fucking wood chip blinds him or something. I don't know. Let's not ask about what would have been, could have been, should not have been.
Yeah, I've made it very clear over the years that I do not like the live action movie.
The one thing the movie has over this new adaptation, I think, is the soundtrack, though.
I'll give you that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although for the new series, I love the opening theme.
Oh yeah, it's great. I love the opening theme, but like the only other thing that's memorable is the ending song, and that sad song that plays whenever Lemoney's reminiscing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But everything else, everything else is just kind of fitting but bland.
Yeah, the casting for the TV series is pretty darn great.
I'm just gonna pretend we've already started.
Anyway,
welcome to Baka Gaijin show. Here is my. It's getting so far now that I don't know what in words already used.
You can at some point you're just gonna run out.
I swear I've probably already reused a few. Here's my inauspicious co-host, Kevin Faulkner.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you've used that one. Hi guys.
Fuck.
My condenser mic works correctly today, so I'm using that.
Whoa! The one you spent $37 on?
Is that ever going to get old for you?
No.
I figured as much. Anyway,
Kevin Faulkner walk up in the club, throwing the $37. What a pimp.
Make it rain, bitch.
$37, a meme by Zeke Freak, stands as a perfect example of how things can be very ambiguous in text.
Yeah, because I was kind of just like, I meant to say that as...
he meant to be humble, but it came across to me as like extremely boastful.
Because it's like, hey guys, I only had to spend $37 on this mic, but it came off to Zeke Freak as, hey guys, I just spent all this money on this fucking mic. Grand total $37, baby.
Look at this receipt. That's a 37.00.
2 digits. Yeah.
They didn't even charge me sale tax because I'm such a pimp.
Actually, I think the $37 is plus sales tax.
Don't ruin your Kevin Faulkner pimp narrative, okay?
Hey, actually, if anything, it makes it even better.
If there's one thing I've learned in this crazy, crazy world is that if somebody makes a fake story about you being a masterful pimp, you just kind of roll with it.
I'm sorry, but me being a masterful pimp is never, ever going to happen.
Speaking of new equipment, this is the first episode where I'm using my new headset on. Feels great.
I have about as much charisma as a cracker. Which is funny because, you know, I'm white.
You are. You're like a dry old cracker with like little hairs on it and like a rat shit off the corner, and you find it under the couch.
I'm like so white I'm almost translucent.
What was that lyric? It's that part of that Weird Al song that goes, whiter than sour cream.
That's pretty fucking white. What was that? White and nerdy?
I know, but I was trying to remember the line before that.
I haven't heard White and Nerdy in a long time. I do need to.
I haven't listened to enough Weird Al.
I know, right?
Yep. You never have.
You can never get enough Weird Al. Never, ever.
Nope.
I believe he's going to be in Voltron Legendary Defender Season 2, so...
Is Probabilitor returning?
That's Gravity Falls.
I know. I'm just saying. I want every animated cameo he ever does to be that.
Right. He did do Probabilitor, didn't he?
Yeah. I always keep forgetting that because it's not very noticeable.
Yeah, it's Yeah, when I was watching, I just didn't notice it was Weird Al until the credits rolled, and I'm like, hold the fuck up! What the hell did that say? Weird
Yeah.
Al Yankovic is probability. What the fuck?
Anyway, so I have my new Kingston HyperX Cloud 2s, and they're really nice. I love these.
Ooh,
Yeah.
very good, very good.
Nice leather memory foam cushions. Nice big over ear. I feel so official now with my condenser mic and my big over ear headphones.
I need to
No
get
longer
myself better
relying.
headphones. I just have these pissy earbuds.
Yeah,
Need to get headphones,
I
like
tried
real
out-
headphones.
Yeah, I tried out the 7.1 virtual surround sound that these come with. I tried it out on Mirror's Edge Catalyst because Dice is known for their excellent sound design. It's not the fault of the headphones. I just don't think I like virtual surround sound very much.
Yeah, just kind of. I tried virtual. I like tested virtual surround sound on like a Best Buy whatever, and it just sounded really, really just kind of off.
It sounds muddled a little bit, a little too not quiet, but like focused. And then like
It's the sound range is too compacted.
yeah, and like in the context of a video game, I just really hate how when someone's talking to you, if they're like slightly off screen, then you're hearing them exclusively in one ear, you know?
Yeah.
So, like I understand the point, but it's like I don't necessarily care that much if the direction I'm hearing them in. I just want to hear them nice and clearly, so I'd stick with stereo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like stereo. It's got enough dynamic range that like the audio doesn't sound terribly compacted, but at the same time, it's like I don't know, fuck it. I don't know where I'm going with that.
Yeah, stereo is nice. It's just one of those things where it's like I just want to hear the sound as it is and be comfortable while doing it.
Yeah.
And I feel like with stereo and headphones as nice as these, that happens.
Yeah. Yeah, but my sister's off doing some things, and I'm going to be here all by my lonesome until late tomorrow. So I've just been kind of all through the weekend. I've just been chilling out, doing whatever, watching Lemony Snicket. You know.
Yeah, I finished season the first.
I love how they're calling it season the first, the same way that they called each of the books book the first, book the second, book the third.
Yeah, according to Snicket, he's already working with the other writers on season 2, and they hope to get the go ahead for season 3 soon.
Yeah, I'm actually really glad that they have Daniel Handler on as Daniel Handler's the actual name of Lemony Snicket, but
Yeah.
I like that they actually have Daniel Handler on as a producer and one of the main writers, because I think one of the biggest issues with the live action movie was that it had very little involvement on his end, because a lot of,
I mean, it was supposed to, but it just didn't.
for whatever reason. I'm glad they brought back like the right people from the movies to do the TV series, and like they more or less just let Handler do his own thing.
Yeah. And so much more of his writing style comes through here than in the film.
Oh yeah,
which was very. This is a film dialogue.
Yeah, this new TV series definitely captures more of the feel of the original books a lot better.
Yeah,
the movie just felt a little too zany for my tastes.
Yeah. This is very quirky and dry and intelligent, I guess.
Yeah, like it's got a lot more subtlety to it.
Yeah.
Which is a good approach, because that's what the original books had a lot of.
Yeah, and you know, like
although I'm really sad that one of my favorite little exchanges from the original book 2, getting the damn Jeep, was removed.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that you had to read Count Olaf saying "getting the damn Jeep," but like Lemony Snicket starts apologizing for the profanity while also using the exact same profanity.
Yeah. I'm gonna miss what they didn't do in their adaptation of book 4 is they didn't do there was a part where Sunny has a sword fight with the sword in her mouth, which I'm like, I guess that's a little too This adaptation tones down Sunny a little bit from how silly it tends to get in the books sometimes.
Well, although to be fair, it's not like they removed all of it because Sonny still plays poker against the hook-handed man.
Yeah. You still see her shave a log with her bare teeth. You know.
Yeah.
So,
I'm only up to episode 4, so
all right.
like I've only seen episodes 1 through 4, so I need to get back to that.
Yeah.
Yesterday I also watched Boy and the Beast because I was bored. I had a couple bucks to spare, and
Ooh Boy and the Beast. What did you think?
Here's the thing. When I watched Boy and the Beast, I watched it directly following a viewing of Summer Wars. Like, I had just gotten done watching Summer Wars, and I'm like, I'm still in the mood for watching a Hosted movie, but I don't want to see something that I've already seen before. And then I remembered, oh, Boy and the Beast is a thing. So I got on Vudu, which is like a rental video service.
Because last year, Funimation would not let you forget that Boy and the Beast was a thing.
I know, right? And now it's just like, what the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? We're all about your name.
Your name.
But
oh man, I would love it if the trailer for that was like some kind of like horror film. Like, this summer, your name.
The Bye Bye Man. What? But that was the dumbest name for a horror movie in the world. I swear to God.
Oh my God.
Anyway,
dude,
I'll talk about that in a minute.
All right, go on.
I'll talk about that in a minute. But I watched Boy and the Beast directly following Summer Wars, and here's the thing: even though Summer Wars has its issues, I still think it's a great movie overall. Mm-hmm. Like, I really enjoy the characters. It's got nice, very, I don't know, natural writing. Like, the characters feel believable in the movie. Yeah. Very believable, and it doesn't bog down with exposition. Moves at a really nice pace. Everything is sufficiently explained properly. Everyone has good development in that movie. Boy and the Beast, I'm sorry, that's not a good movie. Mm-hmm. And here's the thing: Boy and the Beast comes directly after Wolf Children, which, in my opinion, is Hosoda's best work so far. Mm-hmm. Like, Wolf Children is just a masterpiece, in my opinion, and to see him go from such a magnificent movie like Wolf Children to such a messy, incompetent, just drag of a film like Boy and the Beast is just really disappointing. Like, for one thing, all of the characters in the movie can be described with like 2 words each. Right. Kumatetsu is the boorish asshole. Kyuta is the angry runaway, and Kaede is girl.
That's only 1 word, Kevin.
That's how bad it is, though, because she doesn't have a personality in the movie. She exists as the girl character.
Right.
She makes this like what I'm guessing is supposed to be like a powerful reason you suck speech at the end of the movie to the main bad guy, who, for the record, before he's revealed as the bad guy, gets a grand total of 5 minutes of screen time at max.
Yeah. And
that's another thing. Like, this character, who's supposed to be the main antagonist of the film, appears once near the very beginning of the movie, after Kyuta goes over to the Beast World, says some things like, I've got powers, and then the next time we see him, he's like 9 years older, and he just says something incredibly antagonistic, and I'm like, where did that come from? Mm-hmm. And then a couple scenes later, he's just this cackling, maniacal supervillain character, and I'm like, the fuck did this come from? There's no character arc with him. It's just completely static. I went from this to this to this in the span of like 5 cumulative minutes.
It's like you have a pleasant conversation at the water cooler with a coworker, and the next time you see them, they're reading Mein Kampf.
I know, exactly. It's surprisingly like that. It's like, oh hey, there's a nice kid there, and he's kicking the shit out of Kyuta. What the shit? And then there's this whole thing about like humans have inherent darkness in them, and it's brought up very early in the film as like this is going to be something very important later on, but then the movie just forgets about it for an hour, and then it just randomly kicks back in near the end of the film, and it's completely jarring in every respect. And not to mention that it's completely inconsistent the way that that whole thing it's just never explained properly
Right.
at all. And another issue I have is the dialogue, because again, Summer Wars and all of Hosoda's other works have very, very natural dialogue with a lot of personality, a lot of character. The dialogue in this is so bland and has a lot of just very clumsy exposition. It utilizes what, in my opinion, is the laziest form of exposition, which is as you know, which is where these two characters who understand a concept in the world are talking to each other as if they don't understand as if one character doesn't understand the concept, but the other character's like, you don't need to tell me that. I already know that. And you're like, then why the fuck did you say it in the first fucking place?
By the way, did you watch the dub?
Yes, I did, and I can't imagine the sub might be any better. But you know what? Damn it. The dub tried with this movie because, you know what? Say what you want
Oh,
about
for the amount of marketing they put out for it, I hope they tried.
Yeah. The voice actors and, you know, the voice direction, they really put their all into this movie because, you know, it's a Hosoda film. It's a big release. And, you know, everyone turns in a great performance with what they have, but that's the problem. They don't have much to work off of. The movie's very bland and just really, really messy.
Can I just say something about Funimation voice direction that I find interesting? They get a lot of shitty light novel adaptations, and I mean, like, a lot. They get most of them.
They do.
And they dub most of them, and they know it's garbage, but it always amuses me, like, how hard they try for this garbage that it actually comes back around to being bad voice acting because they're just trying so hard it doesn't fit. It's like that one guy in the Thomas the Tank Engine movie. You know the one?
Peter Fonda, yeah.
Yeah. And it's
like Peter Fonda was giving this very deep, soulful performance in that movie, and it's Thomas the Tank Engine.
It's Thomas the freaking Tank Engine.
Well, from what I understand, the movie was actually supposed to be like Thomas and the Magic Railroad was actually supposed to be vastly different than what we got, but whatever.
I'm not going to complain for an hour and a half of Alec Baldwin sprinkling with people.
Sparkle, sparkle, sparkle.
Sparkle, sparkle. Fuck yeah, sparkle, sparkle, sparkle.
Oh god. But yeah, Boy and the Beast. Technically speaking, that movie is overall average. It does have flashes of what a good movie it could have been. Mm-hmm. Like, there is an inkling of like a really interesting relationship between Kyuta and Kumatetsu that kind of works off of the whole Karate Kid, they teach each other sort of approach.
I remember reading Joke Chapman's review when it came out. She said that Hosoda has some very weird ideas about what fatherhood is.
I was too confused by the incredibly convoluted plot of that movie to actually, you know, pay attention to what kind of themes there were supposed to be because they were so buried that it didn't matter. Right. But I actually did read his review after I saw the movie, and unfortunately, I agree with everything he said.
It's a sad day when you
painful,
have to. It's a sad day when you have to agree with everything Joke Chapman says.
It's painful. I just read that review and I'm just like, oh my god, I agree. I agree with everything here. This movie's a total mess. It's just bad. I mean, well, technically speaking, it's just average, but it's just
sometimes average is the worst kind of bad.
Yeah, it's that kind of average where it's just like it's not like consistently underwhelming. It's just like it's got flashes of good and it's just got flashes of just real garbage in it, and everything in between is just kind of there. It's one of those like incredibly inconsistent average films, and it's just completely frustrating to watch. It's not a good movie. I did not like it, and that pains me to say because Hosoda is one of my favorite anime directors, and to see him put out a movie this messy and quite frankly unprofessional is just disappointing. It's really disappointing.
Yeah.
Just really hurts.
Yeah.
Though I think I think the reason why is because the past three Hosoda movies have actually been co-writing projects. Hosoda normally writes the movies with a woman named Satoko Okudera, who I believe is a Japanese novelist. And for Boy and the Beast, this is the first time he wrote a solo film without her, and Hosoda's not a good writer. He's a great director, but he's not a good writer. It's just really weird. The movie on a technical level is crafted well, but the writing and the pacing and the characterization are all terrible.
Right.
It's just
that happens. That happens. You gotta recognize your skill sets.
I'm hoping his next movies. I hope his next movie will be better because, man, I don't want to have to. I don't want Hosoda to kind of be like the anime version of M. Night Shyamalan, where he has a couple of really well-received movies and then suddenly something happens and he just starts churning out crap. Like, I don't want that to happen with him. He's too good of a director.
Yeah. And as we all know, you have a vast hatred of Shinkai, and you hate all the popularity he's getting lately.
No, I don't actually. I just found it really unusual that people just kind of drop. Before I saw Boy and the Beast, obviously, I just kind of found it really odd that people dropped Hosoda like a fucking hot potato and just suddenly started.
Well, this is why.
I know. I understand it now. The Boy and the Beast sucks.
It sucks so averagely.
It's like a
solid 4.
It's like I can't call it garbage or anything, but it just sucks.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just really painful for me to say as a Hosoda fan. So, but again, I don't hate Shinkai at all. I actually like the one movie of his I've seen.
What was that?
Children Who Chase Lost Voices. Jekyll Geek gifted it to me for Christmas.
Mm.
By the way, thank you, Jekyll Geek.
Mm-hmm.
Jekyll Geek gifted the Blu-ray to me for Christmas, and I really loved it. Like, it was a great movie.
So remember, we had an elongated conversation about 5 screenshots per second, and it's many different dubs.
Doesn't it have like 2 or 3 dubs or something?
Something like that. It's got. I think it has like an ADV dub and a. Oh wait, hold on. And a Bang Zoom dub. Okay. I'm looking at it right now. Originally dubbed by ADV, then by Bang Zoom, and then they re-released it with assistance from Bandai and made some changes or something. But I think it had the same cast.
So technically speaking, we have 3 dubs. Well, 2.5.
2.5, the greatest Lion King movie.
That's 1.5.
They never made a 2.5? How am I supposed to know how the story continues, sort of?
Sort of. Speaking of like Disney sequels, something that really disappointed me about Doug Walker's Disney-cember this year is because he was doing all of the Disney direct-to-video sequels, but he completely forgot Pooh's Grand Adventure, where the gang of the 100 Acre Wood hit the Despair event horizon.
What was that a sequel to?
Like, it's more like it's supposed to be a sequel to like the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
So and I was just very confused because it's like, why aren't you doing any of the Pooh movies? Because there are like 4 different Pooh movies.
Well, I think it's because none of them are obvious sequels to each other.
Like, you have, I especially wanted to see him tackle the Tigger movie, even though technically speaking that's a theatrical release. Mm-hmm. Because I personally really like that one and I wanted to see his opinion on it, but he didn't do it. So I'm just like, the fuck, man.
Yeah. I remember there was some he liked, like Tarzan 2, he said.
Yeah, I was surprised he liked that one. And he said, like, Pocahontas 2 is like 1/3 of a good movie.
my brother and I sat down and watched that once. We call it Pocahontas 2, Whitewashing Edition.
These white people are dangerous.
Yeah, but we can't say that, so it's like these those guys.
Uh,
What was I gonna say? Fucking. I always hate how, like, he likes Lilo and Stitch, but whenever he talks about it, like, it always accentuates the negative a lot.
I guess so,
I think
but
it's one of those things where like he likes it, but he just doesn't really
love
like
it.
it.
Yeah,
You know
it's
what I'm
it's
saying?
like he doesn't love it because there are a few things that just kind of get in the way of his enjoyment of it, and I can understand that.
Yeah.
Because I definitely have those movies where it's like I like elements of this, but there are some things that just kind of hamper the experience for me.
Right.
I will admit, though, in regards to Lilo and Stitch, the family relationships are actually the most interesting part of the series.
Yeah, but that's only really true for the first movie, though. And then just
Yeah,
that might have been more his problem, is that kind of goes away.
probably. It kind of favors sci-fi for the rest of the series.
Which I didn't mind because I liked the sci-fi.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's got like really good action scenes and whatever.
Yeah.
I remember this one episode of the TV series. Like, it's one of my favorite episodes of the TV series. If
The
only
good
because
TV
it's
series,
got,
and not the good TV series, not the Japanese one, right?
yeah, because it's got one line from Jumba that I really like. It's like something along the lines of, two of my experiments are fighting each other or in a battle to the death, and I forgot to bring my camera.
So we just learned that regular show ended today.
Yeah, apparently it did. I didn't even know the finale was coming up this fast.
Yeah.
Um,
Ended after
well,
8 seasons.
I think I might have. Okay, might have heard about it like last month or something that it was ending in January, but I didn't really pay attention to it because I'm not a fan of regular show.
Yeah. I only really saw the first 3.5, maybe 4 seasons.
Mhm.
It starts off great, and then so I say gradually, but when I say gradually, I mean like first 2.5 or so seasons are really good, and then it slowly gets more boring.
Uh,
Yeah.
it's almost like it becomes a regular show.
Again, not sure if that was intentional.
It would be the greatest thing if it were, actually.
Yeah, so that ended. I think, was Adventure Time ending next year?
Yeah, Adventure Time's ending in 2018.
Yep.
It's got, I believe, 1.5 more seasons to go.
Yeah.
And didn't Uncle Grandpa already end or something?
Does anyone, Kevin, does anybody care?
Exactly. But one thing I want to know is like how much are they going to stretch out Steven Universe? Like how long are they going to go? How long are they going to go with that one?
Well, they need more blood. They need some new blood.
More blood for the blood god. Anyway,
I know. Well, you know what I'm saying. Like, they need
I just
they need
remembered that
they need new blood. And they need something like actually really compelling because they have a few light comedies that are okay, like We Bear Bears and shit. But like,
yeah.
Yeah.
And like I hear that new Ben 10 cartoon is decent, but it hasn't premiered on TV here yet.
Yeah. Well, I haven't seen it yet, but from what I've been told, it's decent because it's Ben 10. But it also does like what they're doing with all their modern reboots, which is making it more comedic.
Yeah.
Which is funny because the last show, Omniverse, was criticized for often being too comedic, but at least that show was still, an action show at its core. Just that comedy.
Yeah, that just reminds me of
Max
G.
But this one is like, I don't know if it's Flash, but it's like it at least looks like Flash, and it's it's got those kind of almost Teen Titans Go-esque plots and stuff.
Oh God, yeah.
Well, and the one thing people really don't like is that it has the original it has Man of Action, it has the original writers and stuff, but it's like a lot of times they'll do a very similar or the same premise from an episode from the original series, but because these are 11-minute shorts, they always feel inferior to the first version of them.
Yeah, because you don't really have enough time to flesh out all the characters and the different situations.
Yeah, so it ends up feeling. There's so many episodes in the new one that end up feeling like just inferior versions of what we've already seen.
Like I think the best thing you can probably say about the new Ben 10 series is that it's competent.
Yeah. Again, I'll have to actually watch it, but
This actually does remind me of you said that one of the things that Cartoon Network's doing with a lot of its reboots now is that it's being more comedically like more slanted towards comedy.
at least in comparison to the original versions.
Yeah, because that just reminds me of Hot Diggity Demons, like Max G's brain dump over Powerpuff Girls, and him making an incredibly convincing argument that the main reason why this new series of Powerpuff Girls sucks is because it's not violent enough.
Well, yeah, he's right, but when you distill it like that, it sounds funny.
He actually makes fun of it in the video. It's like, this is a dangerous person, call the cops. The dangerous sociopath, call 911.
Yeah. I mean, like, here's the thing: when they started Teen Titans Go, and regardless what you think of it now, at the time wasn't a bad idea. You know, take the show that used to be so serious and put these characters that we love in these super silly comedic situations,
wacky situations,
as they call it. I think they said something along the lines of superheroes and situations superheroes should not be in, or something. And for the longest time, I liked that. But it doesn't work.
Like eating waffles.
Yeah, but it doesn't work forever. I think that works for Teen Titans because the original Teen Titans did have a lot of wacky, weird comedic episodes. What was that thing that people always said? Like Teen Titans episodes are either really serious, stupidly silly, or just bizarre.
I don't know, but the whole thing of when I said it's like superheroes in situations that superheroes shouldn't be in, I said waffles, and that just reminds me of a quote from Batman: Brave and the Bold. Batman does not eat nachos.
Batman does not eat nachos. I only saw like a few episodes of that.
Imagine everything Batman, every single Batman has ever said, spoken in the voice of Christian Bale's Batman.
Yeah.
Batman does not eat nachos.
Was Brave and the Bold the one that had NPH as the music meister, or was that some other Batman?
I don't know. I never watched much of Brave and the Bold, really.
Yeah, I think it was on at weird times or something. I only saw a few episodes.
Yeah, I managed to catch a few episodes at like odd hours, but that's about it. I have a couple of episodes on one of my Blu-rays, but I think that's about it.
One of your Blu-rays of what?
I have a couple of DC animated movies on Blu-ray, and what they do for special features is that for every movie that they release, they include a couple of episodes from different TV series. Like, you know, they have episodes from Batman the Animated Series, or Justice League, or whatever.
Yeah.
That are picked out by the producers, mostly Bruce Timm.
Yeah.
As being like particularly good focus episodes based on the characters that are starring in that particular movie.
Right. Because, you know, DC, they do the animated stuff all right, but they suck at live action, and then Marvel's like the opposite.
I know, right?
So
it's just really weird.
It is weird. I aside from like Spider-Man cartoons, which are usually at least watchable.
Yeah, I think the only like animated Marvel movies I can really fully recommend are the first Ultimate Avengers movie and Planet Hulk. That's about it.
Yeah.
And maybe Hulk versus Wolverine, but that's like one half of a movie.
Was Iron Man Adventures good, or am I just remembering it wrong?
I didn't watch much of that either, but I wasn't particularly interested back then.
Yeah.
I was in kind of that weird area where I was kind of like moving away from Western cartoons and mostly just inundating myself with anime constantly. So
that was like
I mostly just didn't watch it.
I think that was like me in like 2011, 2012-ish.
Yeah.
Yep. But now I'm an adult. I watch cartoons again.
Yay!
Anyway, what was the other thing I wanted to say? I didn't watch whatever the latest Spider-Man cartoon was. I haven't watched much of that. Is it Ultimate or Spectacular or what is it?
Ultimate.
Right. Yeah.
I believe they're actually going to be canceling that this year and replacing it with a new series simply called Spider-Man. So now we have like 4 different cartoons just named Spider-Man. We have Spider-Man 1960s, Spider-Man 1980s, Spider-Man 1993, Spider-Man 2003, and now we have Spider-Man 2017. That's like 5 cartoons.
Spider-Man just can't help but be rebooted constantly in every format.
It's just really, really weird. Even the movies aren't safe.
Okay, can I be honest? I'm tired of people complaining about Spider-Man movies. And more specifically, I'm tired of people complaining that they make them because they have to make them.
Or else, you know,
they have a contract that if they don't make a Spider-Man film once every 5 years, they will lose the license. So
yeah, why do you think?
Of course, they make them.
Why do you think Fox farted out Fantastic?
Exactly. Well, that too. Why do you think there's a new X-Men movie every 5 minutes?
Oh, by the way, I believe Logan, like the first hard R main series X-Men movie, is coming out in March, so that's going to be interesting.
Oh yeah.
the trailer for Logan played before Rogue One, and it just it more closely resembled like a Clint Eastwood movie than an X-Men movie.
Yeah. Well, you know, Deadpool made a lot of money, so now Fox is like, make everything R.
Like, it just had this really weird, like, the trailer just had this really weird but very strangely fitting, like the movie's supposed to be an Oscar bait film, kind of like The Hurt Locker.
Yeah. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, it kind of had one of those tones to it, where it had like a really somber, downtrodden song in the background, sung by a soulful country singer, and a lot of introspecting from the characters in the trailer, and stuff like, "This isn't how it's supposed to be; it's how I want it to be," and stuff like that. I don't know
what? Okay, you know what's really weird is that for some reason you just reminded me of a film that I never thought I'd think about again, and that's Cowboys vs. Aliens.
Oh, fuck me. What the hell was that movie?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's not bad, but it's like, it's just kind of a spectacle film, but it's like, wow. I forgot that movie existed.
That movie is fascinating for the concept alone, to be honest. It's fucking, God, what was it? Harrison Ford and Daniel Craig. So it's like fucking Indiana Jones and James Bond fight aliens.
Yeah, I mean, look at this fucking shit. Directed by Jon Favreau, produced by Steven Spielberg. I mean, what isn't? But, you know. Stars Harrison Ford and Daniel Craig.
It sounds like the greatest movie ever, but it just ends up being incredibly average.
I didn't hate it, but then again, I saw it once and then I forgot about it forever.
And we just remembered it right now. So, hey, what the fuck?
Okay, it says, it's average. General critical consensus seems to be it's a decent movie, but considering it had James Bond and Han Solo as cowboys fighting alien invaders, it should have been awesome.
I know, right? It's like, how do you mess up a concept like that? Yeah. I don't know, the same way that Michael Bay messed up the concept of cars transforming into giant robots and beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah, weird. You'd think that'd be a very simple thing to wrap your head around, but no.
Nope. Somehow Michael Bay has managed to make that boring.
Somehow.
Although I am at least somewhat interested in like the concept for The Last Night, because I saw the trailer again.
Last time I talked to you, you hated this thing.
Well, I saw the trailer again on before Rogue One, and it was much easier to catch a lot of the smaller details, and a small detail that I overlooked on the version that I saw on my tablet screen, mind you, was Optimus Prime, when he starts beating the shit out of Bumblebee, he has purple eyes, meaning that he's probably being controlled by Unicron.
Or he's high as fuck!
On Dark Energon. Anyway, but...
Exactly.
Either way, I'm fairly certain.
The second Ninja Turtles was okay, so maybe he's...
Yeah, I saw that one. I saw that one in theaters. It was a nice little time waster.
Yeah. So maybe Michael Bay's mental capacitors are finally cycling.
Yeah. Honestly, the best thing I can say about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows is that it's basically just a 90-minute version of the cartoon show. So if you like the cartoon, have fun.
Basically. basically.
And it even ends with a rock version of the original theme song, which, for the record, best way to go out with that movie, because because the movie was ending and I'm like, something feels off. It's like something's not here, and then that theme song kicked in. And I'm like, that's it.
I love rock versions of classic theme songs. Like the fucking Race Against Time had that rock cover of the Ben 10 theme, and it's awesome.
I know. Like, I remember listening to that like a shitty YouTube upload of that constantly back when the movie came out.
Yeah, that was like the best part. Was that fucking that's the best part. Not the fucking I gotta investigate the hardware store because yada yada. Oh shit, aliens. Why is Grandpa Max so skinny?
Yeah, fucking Lee Majors was really miscast as Grandpa Max, in my opinion.
Good performance. Like not Grandpa Max.
Yeah, like I remember watching that as a kid, and I'm just like, that ain't Grandpa Max. That's just some skinny old guy who's cosplaying as Grandpa Max.
That's a good. That's a great way to put it.
It's what it was, But I'm actually amazed at the talent that went behind that particular movie. Really.
Yeah. Although I say that, but I actually there are actually things I like about that movie. Yeah, I think Chief among them is the villain, which is actually pretty cool. So cool he showed up in later shows with wildly expansive and contradictory backstories.
Yeah, didn't he show up in Omniverse or something?
No, he showed up in Ultimate Alien, and then there's a different version of him in Omniverse.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, got it.
And then like it's a really weird thing where like the different versions are like from different continuities and timelines. Like the one in Ultimate Alien is actually Ben 10,000, an alternate Ben 10,000. But like the one in Omniverse, I think is like he's supposed to be like this old time lord or something. It's interesting. Yeah, and an actual time lord, not fucking we're trolling TV, not we're trolling TV tropes. Time lords. By the way, I'm looking at my subscriptions. Apparently, the Steins Gate movie is finally coming out.
Oh fuck! Wow, how long did that take?
I don't know, millions of years. It does feel like it's been forever.
It's kind of interesting how it reminds me of like the Strike Witches movie, where Funimation licensed it like 3-4 years ago, and they just nonchalantly farted out the Blu-ray. Right, we have this. Here's the Blu-ray. It's got a dub, I guess.
Now I've suddenly got the opening theme in my head.
Admittedly, like the best part about the Strike Witches movie, the Strike Witches movie Blu-ray is the dub. Yeah, because it is a really good dub.
Speaking of what Gabby calls the semicolon franchise, can't be bothered to use a Google search. I finished up Occultic 9.
Ooh,
yeah,
how was it?
It's if you like the conspiracy. If you like the rapid fire, witty dialogue and conspiracy stuff of this series of this semicolon franchise, you'll really love it. But it's way more. It is not to its fault, but it is incredibly dense. You have to pay very close attention, and this is a show that does not have the time to spell out everything in exquisite detail. You need to connect some of the dots yourself, but it's all there.
Yeah. Going back real quick. Fun fact: when I was watching Boy and the Beast, there were multiple times where I actually yelled at my TV, "Why should I care?"
Yeah. Yep. What was I saying? Yeah, but the story behind Occultic 9, not the story in Occultic 9, although both are actually kind of interesting, because it was a light novel that they canceled after Volume 2, made into this anime that goes beyond what the light novel covered, and now it kind of seems like it's just an introduction to the visual novel they're making. So it's like make up your mind. What's your plan here?
Yeah, that sounds kind of confusing going in.
Yeah. Trying to figure out when that Steins Gate movie came out, but
I believe that came out in 2014. I want to say.
I don't know.
Might be wrong.
I don't know. Hold on. Yeah. Occultic 9 is not on the same timeline as stuff like Steins Gate and Robotic Notes or the Chaos the chaoses. Occultic Nine's on the other timeline with Anonymous Code, which I think is also getting an anime at some point.
Ooh, that should be interesting.
Right. Yeah, the fucking TV Tropes is not telling me when the movie came out.
Okay.
I kind of want to watch Steins Gate again. It's that good. I remember marathoning through that. Like it was one of the first shows I watched when I had Hulu Plus when I first got it, or when I first borrowed it from a friend. You know what I mean? Leeching off someone.
Let me see here.
Movie.
Steins Gate the movie, followed 2013.
Yeah, 2013. Stop being the exact same speed as me. You're like,
I just Googled it.
I know, me too. Stop Googling at the same speed as me. Has an 8.6 on Mal. If you care about what Mal thinks. I'm so sick of. I know. The entirety of our anime cares what Mal thinks, and I don't get it.
I'm sorry, but Mal works on a 4-point scale.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I don't even like number ratings anymore, and I especially don't like congregate number ratings.
Yeah.
Especially when people don't get paid bonuses because of Metacritic scores.
Yeah, I hate to actually go back to Boy and the Beast again, but Boy and the Beast has like an 86% on Metacritic and a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes. But I looked at the Rotten Tomatoes score, and like most of the reviews gave it like 2.5 out of 4 stars, which is barely on the positive side. Yeah. So it technically counts as a positive review, even though they're all together saying the movie's average. But it somehow counts as being a positive review, so it magically has a 90%. I don't see the value in, or rather, I don't see. Let me think about how to phrase this. There's no point in throwing a bunch of opinions in a mixing bowl and trying to get a consensus out of it. I just don't feel like that's of value to anyone. Yeah.
I mean, like, listen to the opinions of people that you like the opinions of, but not. I don't know. Like, it's one of those. You throw too many. You mix enough colors together, and it's all just murky brown. That kind of shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's that kind of. Unless you. What was I learning in an art class? Something like. If you mix like light pigments together, you get all of them together, you get white. But if you mix all colors, you get brown. Something like that. I don't know.
Oh yeah. Lately I've been doing like a Naruto canon only rewatch. It's been pretty fun.
But you're not watching Naruto Kai. You're not giving the support to those hardworking Kai people who put together that edit. But no.
I kind of want to experience it like as close to how I experienced it as a kid. So
you skipped all the filler as a kid.
Well, no, but it's like, I don't want to watch. I just don't want to watch the filler. I want to watch the canon stuff because that's the stuff that I was interested in when I was younger. So
no Curry of Life for you.
I never got that episode really.
Yeah.
Like I saw that episode, and one of my friends who was really into the series at the time, her name was Bethany. Bethany was like, it's like, Kevin, you really got to watch this episode coming up with Naruto. It's one of the filler episodes, but it's one of the best filler episodes. It's called the Curry of Life episode, and you'll really like it. And I saw it. It was just this 2-parter, and it ended with. I saw it, and I came back to school like the next day, and she's like, "What'd you think?" And I just said, "Eh." It's like it was okay. I
don't know why that particular 2-parter is so mimetic. I think it's just because Curry of Life is fun to say, but yeah. It's probably the reason. So yeah, that Steins Gate movie took for fucking ever. What were they doing?
Well, you see, anyway, I don't know where I was going with that.
Yeah, don't try to manipulate the inner working machinations of Funimation. It's just not going to work.
Poor Funimation. I really do feel sorry for them because
I don't. They continually dig their own grave.
It doesn't help that for every one person that's complaining about what Funimation's doing, there are like 5 other people saying, "No, it's fun. Shut up."
Yeah. Yeah, there's some weird like Funimation Defenders White Knights out there.
Aren't we supposed to be doing like topics or something?
Yeah, yeah, we will. We will. We're having a good conversation, and that's all that matters here on Baka Gaijin Show Season 2, Nova Caesalia, or whatever the hell I decided to call it. I'm naming I'm naming Baka Gaijin. I'm naming Baka Gaijin Show Seasons the same way Blaze Blue names everything.
Baka Gaijin Show, Calamity Trigger.
That'd be great, except I'd eventually run out of shit to call it. Yeah. It's so,
Blaze Blue.
something.
Blaze Blue.
You there?
Chaos. Bang.
Okay.
Like at some point they're just gonna start calling it just whatever the hell comes to the
I just
top
want
of their head.
okay. I want you to name every Blaze Blue sequel that comes up now. Okay, we just put Kevin in charge of that.
I hope I'm getting paid handsomely for this.
What is it? I never really got that expression. Like paid handsomely.
Uh,
Yeah. You're gonna hand me that money and you're gonna look good while doing it.
Here's the paycheck. Keep the change.
Oh, you're so handsome, but I really like money. All right, so I gotta piss really bad, so we're gonna take a short break and then come back with a topic or 7.
Okay. I don't think I needed to know that you needed to take a piss, but you know.
Yes, you did. I need to inform you of everything, especially awkward Pikachu fan art.
Wasn't there an episode of Game Grumps? This is completely random, but wasn't there an episode of Game Grumps where Aaron sharded himself?
Yep, it was like I think it was Paradius or something. One of those shooters. One of those space shooters.
Yeah, I think it was like the 3rd episode of Parodius.
Yeah. They just talked about that. Like, I think last episode where they had like that kid from Stranger Things on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a really fun episode. Like not the one here, well, not the one where Aaron sharts himself, but I'm sure that's a fun episode. But
how can't it be? Aaron sharded himself.
Anyway, let's go on break.
Yeah, we'll be right back.
Look away.
I'm back. I said I'm back. I'm back. I'm eating leftovers. Breakfast pizza. It's a homemade pizza with eggs and sausages and a little bit of hash browns. It's good. It's better warm though. I mean, not cold right out of the fridge. I also found this comb that comes out like a switchblade. I've been playing with this all episode. I haven't actually been combing anything, but I like to pretend it's a switchblade, and I'm holding up some poor saps, mugging them in the streets, jumping them in the streets, eating breakfast pizza in the streets. Remind the audience you can drop us a line at either of our Twitters or send an email to bakagaijinshow@gmail.com, which no one has ever done. Except some websites I used to register it for. I send email sometimes. I think my second Reddit account has that. That's its default email. I don't tell anyone. I'm just waiting for Kevin.
I'm back.
All right. I was just telling the audience I'm eating leftover breakfast pizza.
I'm eating a sandwich.
What's on that sandwich, home slice?
Smoked turkey breast.
I hate turkey. Fuck you.
I love turkey. Gobble, gobble, motherfucker.
Again, fuck you. Fuck you and your opinions.
Doesn't matter what you think.
I did have a really good sandwich earlier though. I have some of that Milano bread.
Ooh,
So good. I just had like Black Forest ham and some provolone and Colby Jack, but it was good.
ooh.
I only like some brands of Black Forest ham. Usually I don't like it as much as just the honey stuff.
Yeah.
Ham is pork, right?
Yes.
Okay. Because I don't know why I keep in my mind I keep thinking ham is beef, but it's not.
It's not.
Yeah.
Ham does not come from a cow.
Yeah. Well, because I usually have bologna, which is like mostly beef with pork and chicken added.
Ah.
I'm just like, well, this is also pink meat, so.
I remember in grade school I was crazy about bologna.
Bologna's the shit, so yeah.
But then I did that thing where it's like you eat something so many times over and over that you just get sick of it and you want something else.
Oh yeah. I had that with ramen a few 2 years ago, where
I did that with chicken ramen to the point
yeah, me too.
where one time mom brought me home a giant crate, like one of those giant flat crates of chicken ramen.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "This again?" And she's like, "I thought you liked chicken ramen." Yeah, like friggin' 3 months ago.
Yeah, because I ate it basically every day straight for 2 years, and then one day I was just fucking sick of it. I'm like, I don't want to put this in my mouth. It's disgusting. And then like a week later, I'm like, I'd like some ramen, please.
Yeah, so for me, I just switched over to beef.
Yeah,
Thanks, Glenn.
that's a good strategy. You know, yesterday I had some leftover crispy chicken from Cracker Barrel. It was amazing.
Huh. I think I've eaten at Cracker Barrel a grand total of one time.
You know what? I've had Cracker Barrel a lot because they bring home leftovers, but I think I've only been there once. I think I just had a burger.
I think the main reason why I remember Cracker Barrel is because they had these like tiny little barrel-shaped root beer candies that I really like.
Yep. Oh yeah, the root beer candies. Yeah. I just like root beer. Also, a few days ago,
those candies are damn good.
Yeah. Also, a few days ago, I went to Five Guys because there's this thing where whenever I get a haircut, my mom gives me like $40, and she's like,
"Sweet Jesus, you have a Five Guys in Ohio?"
Oh yeah, there's like 3 Five Guys around here.
Huh.
Anyway,
I thought that was a West Coast thing. Anyway.
No. Anyway, although I remember talking to Andrew, and he's never even seen a Five Guys, so I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it's like depending on the region. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, so whenever I get a haircut, she gives me like $40, and she's like, "Pay the hairdresser with like 25, and then buy yourself lunch with the rest." So I usually go to Five Guys because I can get a meal for like just under $15. And when else am I gonna have $15 to blow on lunch? So,
good point.
Yeah. So I go to Five Guys. The Five Guys I usually go to has moved over to the bigger space in the building right next door, which I think used to be like a Moe's sandwich shop or something. And the weird thing is, I went in to Five Guys and there were 6 women working there.
Huh.
Not judging, just taking note of that fact.
Yeah, it's just like one of those interesting little curiosities that you just gotta note.
Yep.
Yeah. Interestingly, like shortly after I moved here, a lot of the areas around like my part of town in Hemet started to like expand. Like the theater over here is finally getting renovated. Because it's a complete piece of shit at the moment.
Finally, it'll be as good as that whatever other theater you always compare it to.
Oh Jesus, it is never going to be that good. Okay, it's Hemet. It's Hemet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Speaking of Hemet, like a couple days ago, like shortly before Jennifer left to like visit her boyfriend, I was on Twitter and. Well, when am I ever not?
Yeah. I know. I'll tell you when you're not. When I wake up, and then for the next 5 hours.
But
sometimes I'll be like, "Oh, I should message Kevin." I'm like, "Oh, wait, it's only noon. He's still asleep."
Yeah, I tend to sleep in, and well, to be fair, we got like a 2-3 hour time difference.
Well, that's what I'm saying is I'm like, I should message Kevin. Oh, wait, it's like 8 a.m. there.
Yeah. And me being an adult, I have the option to sleep in.
On the bright side, it means I can message you at 5 a.m. and you're still up.
Whatever works for you, buddy. Anyway, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, I was on Twitter and I found this thing where someone said, "Man, what is wrong with California?" And there's apparently a group of 3 streets in California, a main street called Whataway, and 2 cul-de-sac streets called Thisaway and Thataway. I decided to look up.
That sounds like you just walked into a Dr. Seuss book.
It's like I walk right into Looney Tunes, but
yeah.
And I decided, out of sheer curiosity, I wonder where that's located in Hemet. It's like I wonder where that's located in California. It's 5 miles away from me in Hemet.
Yep.
What are the chances? What are the chances that Whataway, Thisaway, and Thataway are located 5 miles away from me in my own town?
When in doubt, it's in Hemet.
But speaking about Hemet again, it's been expanding a little bit. Like I think they're trying to make Hemet slightly less shitty.
Yeah, now we got a liquor store and a damn Foot Locker. There used to be a bookstore and a day spa. Now there's a liquor store and a damn Foot Locker.
What's that from again?
Boondocks.
Of course it is.
How Grandpa's restaurant ruined the neighborhood.
Who said that one? What was it? Huey?
Yeah, it was Huey. Yeah.
A damn Foot Locker. Why must it be this way? Because he's a bitch. But anyway, like last year when I moved here, like there was almost nothing across the street from me aside from a Starbucks, which is probably the nicest place around here. But now I have a Walmart, a Subway, an auto shop. Like I'll never need an auto shop because I will never be able to afford a car. I'm sorry, but unless someone magically gifts me a car, that's not happening. Anyway, we got that. We got a Subway. We got the same Starbucks. Recently the local Circle K renovated, so it's a little bit better now.
I hate Circle K.
Yeah, so the people like the people who run the Circle K over near my place are nice people.
I told you the story of why I hate Circle K, I think.
Yeah. That was like an early season 1 episode, so
yeah,
like really early into Baka Gaijin show. So
in Baka Gaijin so lore, the secret reason behind why Zeke hates Circle K.
Shit. Welcome to the Baka Gaijin show, Wikia.
I've considered giving us our own TV tropes page, though.
That would be interesting, and everyone's like, the fuck's a Baka Gaijin show?
Well, let me tell you.
Well, Kevin Faulkner is listed under Butt Monkey.
Yes.
You make fun of me all the time, dude.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you for once.
Hey.
It's okay. You finally came around on the Diet Coke thing, so, you know.
Well, only after I realized, hey, the formulation actually is significantly different. It just doesn't...
As I claimed.
It's not just it tastes different. You only claim that it tastes different. That it tasted significantly different.
To the point where it seemed like a different beverage, yes.
But it turns out it actually is a completely different beverage. And go fucking figure.
Yeah.
Which makes me wonder, why the fuck is Diet Coke called Diet Coke when it's not actually Coke?
Branding, probably. It's a conspiracy, Kevin. I'm telling you.
And then they came out with fucking New Coke, which was just Diet Coke with sugar in it.
And they're slaughtering Colombian workers by the hundreds.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you ever hear about that? Coca-Cola plants in South America have actually killed their workers.
I have never heard of that. Wow. Good thing I drink Pepsi.
Good thing I will suddenly claim to drink Pepsi.
Good thing I drink Pepsi and RC Cola. I drink.
So you drink Pepsi and shitty Pepsi.
RC Cola is not that bad.
Okay, yeah, you're right, but I'd rather have a Pepsi. It's like I'm eating marshmallow mateys. I'm like, I could go for some Lucky Charms.
To be honest, I never really tasted a difference between marshmallow mateys and Lucky Charms.
There really isn't, but it's a status symbol, you know.
Hashtag branding.
Look at me, I got name brand cereals.
Yeah. Also, there's this weird thing.
Yo, we up here in General Mills.
One of the weirdest things about brand cereals is how they have these promotions, like collect 2 box tops or whatever to go see Rogue One in theaters. And
Kevin, hold the phone. Hold only 2 box tops, really?
I don't fuck. No, it was like collect any 2 of these boxes of General Mills cereals to get a free ticket to see Rogue One in theaters. And I looked on the back of the box to see what the instructions were to get the ticket to go see Rogue One, and apparently you have to take a picture of the box of cereal, the voucher that's inside the box of cereal, and the receipt showing that you bought the box of cereal, and you have to send it in to General Mills via email, and you have to wait for correspondence back. At that point, you might as well just go out and buy a ticket yourself.
Yeah, and with all the cereal you'll have to buy, you might as well just afford a Rogue One ticket. Like, seriously, a movie ticket is $8.50 unless you're a Kevin, in which case it costs $1 billion. I mean, how much is cereal? Like $3 or $4 each. If you need like need like 5 box tops, you're just better at buying a ticket.
Exactly, and all the hassle you have to go through just to get the damn ticket's not worth it.
Yeah.
So you're better off just walking/driving over to your fucking theater and saying ticket for whatever the fuck movie's on the box.
I'll have a ticket for whatever the fuck you're playing.
Speaking of which, I actually went over to the theater earlier this month, like really early this month, to see if I couldn't go see Assassin's Creed. The movie must have bombed because it's not playing there anymore.
I wanted to go see it, but it wasn't playing at the fucking what's the name of that theater I really like?
Shit if I know.
Oh, the AMC.
Oh fuck, AMC, right?
Yeah.
AMC theaters are so good.
Yeah, they're so good.
Like they're just consistently good.
Yeah, they got. I mean, they got. It's just, it's the seats. It's the seats. Every seat is a couch. It's just amazing. They got
Also, I really like the AMC over here that's in like Riverside. It's part of the Tyler Mall. Like the AMC over there has like a really nice surround system. I actually saw Arrietty over there, the Studio Ghibli movie.
Oh yeah.
And like it sounded fantastic. Like there was a scene like relatively early in the movie where Arrietty goes out in the rain, and like the surround system was so good it sounded like it was actually raining outside.
Couldn't do that with 7.1 VSS. Now could you?
Which is ideally how it should sound when it's raining in a fucking movie.
Yeah, reminds me of that fucking. There's a ride at Disney World where you watch some fucking Donald Short, and like they have these things where it's like whenever wind is blowing, the wind will blow, and whenever sounds happen around the room.
I believe that's a 4DX.
And when water splashes, you will get wet, so don't have your phone out.
Yeah, apparently Castle of Cagliostro is playing in Japan with a 4DX exhibition, and I'm like, really? Castle of Cagliostro?
Speaking of
all movies, Of all movies, you're picking a 1979 anime movie that was made in 7 months.
Speaking of almost getting wet, I was actually worried earlier because I took a walk to the.
No, don't get me wrong. I adore Cagliostro, but it's a 1979 anime movie that was made in 7 months.
Yeah, but now you can see it in 4DX.
Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of almost getting wet, I went for a walk earlier to the convenience store to get an energy drink. But I didn't. It started drizzling halfway through, so it was really good. And I brought these new headphones to get my jam on while I stroll and strut like a boss. So it's a good thing I had double hood action. Otherwise, these might have gone wet. I had 2 hoodies on.
Boom.
We call that being a baller. It dawns on me that no matter how good my headphones actually are, in terms of sheer style points, they'll never beat Anubis's Neon Cat headphones.
So let me get this straight. You wish you were a baller. You wish you had a girl who was cute. You could call her. Do not ask me how I know that song.
The first part sounds.
I'm white. I'm white. I do not. There's no way I should know that song.
Oh, I'm white. I know song. I know classic songs like "Titties and Carrot Cake."
The fuck is "Titties and Carrot Cake"?
Oh, you never heard of "Titties and Carrot Cake"?
No.
It's really need. I will show you that. great.
Show me, yeah, you show me after the show. What the?
Yeah, a few weeks ago, I kept trying to get Anubis to play Titties and Carrot Cake live. He just kept ignoring me.
Like, you could hear the ping sound on the stream, and it's just like, nope,
Ring, ring,
not doing
ring,
that.
ring,
Not
ring.
doing that.
Hi, this is Zeke. Would you please play Titties and Carrot Cake live? Hello, this is Zeke again. Please play Titties and Carrot Cake live.
You should call into like a request radio station and request Titties and Carrot Cake.
Dude, here's the thing. If Loveline with Dr. Dre was still on, I would, or Dr. Drew, sorry. Not Dr. Dre, Dr. Drew. That one letter makes a huge difference. I would just do that. Like, hello, do you need any sexual advice? And like, yeah, could you put on Titties and Carrot Cake?
Just call up Howard Stern or something. Like, excuse me, could you play Titties and Carrot Cake, please?
I just do that, and I'd love to go on fucking Ellen DeGeneres and be like, "Hi, well, welcome to the show. Oh, thanks for having me. Could you do me a favor and please play Titties and Carrot Cake?" You know what? Fuck, I don't care if I get copyright strike. I'm gonna play some of it now.
No,
I'm doing it.
No,
I can't do it on other people's shows, so I'm doing it on my own.
Welcome to Baka Gaijin show. You're live on there. Hello, yes. I would like to request a song. Okay, what song would you like to request? Could you play Titties and Carrot Cake?
Yeah. Could you play Titties and Carrot Cake by Thug Friends?
What the Thug Friends. Okay. That is... Oh, that song. Okay. Turn them off.
That was 5 seconds, YouTube. Don't flag me.
Fair use, motherfucker.
Yeah, but I love the music video because it's like the same like 4 black people, and they only have one girl who looks like somebody's aunt, and they have one prop for the carrot cake that doesn't even look like a carrot cake. It looks like totally frosted, and it just has like frosted carrots on top of it, and it's in the plastic container, and they keep using this prop for everything, and like she's taking it out of the oven, but it's still in the plastic container like she baked a store-bought cake.
Shit.
It's fantastic.
Pardon. In the immortal words of Dan Avdan, black people, am I right?
Speaking of which, I just got followed by Adele Loves Grumps. And her bio reads as, follow my personal account at Adele Grump. I love Barry Kramer heart. Thank you, Sawyer, Tyler, Susie, Brian, Wish You, and Holly. I love you so much. And their domain is buttsex.info, of course.
Well, of course it is.
Yeah. Which, if you don't know, buttsex.info just redirects to the NSP channel.
which, for the record, is the best thing ever.
Yeah. It's up there. Right up there with some titties and carrot cake.
Come on, dude.
It's all you really need.
Anyway,
so our topic this week is hype, excitement, the internet, and you, or something along those lines.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, Kevin.
And it kind of comes in like this particular topic comes kind of perfectly, actually, because just a couple days ago, Nintendo unveiled everything you need to know about the Nintendo Switch.
That's not true. We don't have any system specs.
Yes. When do you ever get system specs from Nintendo?
That's a good point, but you said everything we need to know, and that is not everything we need to know, so you know.
Well, whatever. But and everything Nintendo wants you to know about the Switch. How about that?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, but well, it's not wrong, but let's just say response to that particular presentation has been incredibly mixed. Like, personally, I thought the presentation was perfectly fine. It had some issues, notably the translator for Suda 51 had issues because Suda went off script. But
as Suda 51 is ought to do.
Well, yeah, it's Suda, so
yeah. Fucking get somebody who can improv. Jeez.
So, like, you had like I believe there was actually like a 10-second point where all you heard was some Japanese dude speaking in the back, and the translator just going, well,
Yeah, that reminds me. I'm gonna talk about this a bit later. But I've been watching. So New Danganronpa V3 came out in Japan.
ooh,
So I've been watching streams where people like translate it on the fly. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And it's always funny because there's one character in particular that speaks with really outdated and antiquated kanji, and whenever he speaks, like they take significantly longer, and there's like,
You gotta decipher this mess.
hold on, deciphering moon runes here.
Damn, Moonspeak. But yeah, in regards to the Switch, I personally thought the presentation was fine. And it's like, you got like a functional system. You got like a good amount of games that are coming out in the first year. Most of them third party, but whatever, right?
Most of them stuff you probably already own.
No, actually, the only real re-release we got this year is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
No, I'm talking about shit like, would you like to pay $60 for Skyrim again?
Well, Skyrim's not coming out until later.
I know, but the fact that they're charging a full price for this game from like 6 years ago that everybody and their grandma has played is just ridiculous.
You don't know that. They might do it for a discounted price.
It's up now for $60. You can pre-order it right now.
Might go down. I don't know. Fuck it.
I mean, yeah, eventually it will, but... Also, I just realized that whenever I post the link, it also posts another tweet in Spanish.
What the fuck?
So, he empezado un streaming en directo en at YouTube.
God bless you. But
I happen to have a flawless Spanish accent. Hey, go el diario.
Please tell me you put on a sombrero before you said that.
That was the worst acting I've ever heard. You will never work in my show. Woo, Bender rules. Go Bender. But
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. The only way that particular accent works is if you're wearing a sombrero, a poncho, and a fake mustache. Otherwise, no.
San Juan. Anyway, what were we talking about? Fuck.
Switch, but
yeah, Switch.
There are a lot of people who felt that it was a good presentation, a couple of issues notwithstanding. Like, we got some good games that were announced. ARMS looks fun. Like, I can imagine that being very, very popular at parties.
So here's the thing. I watched a Jim Sterling episode about this. I actually forget most of his criticisms. And then I watched some hands-on videos. And I think his main thing is that they took away this conference took away from the initial novelty and intrigue of what the Switch is capable of and turned it into another gimmick fest with motion controlled Joy-Cons.
Well, here's the thing. Another thing about ARMS that Pro Jared was there, and Pro Jared and the completionist.
I saw he had a video. I didn't see it though.
Yeah, he also has some videos on his gameplay channel of him playing, I believe, Sonic Mania and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe or something. I don't fucking know. But and he played some of these games, and apparently Nintendo didn't properly explain like some of these games. Like with ARMS, apparently there's a lot more depth and a lot more to the game, and something that they should have mentioned in the press in like the video for ARMS is that you don't need to use the motion controls. Like, you can play it like a regular video game.
Yeah.
Which is good, because early in the Wii's lifespan, like, there were a number of games where you couldn't play it in any other way but with motion controls, and that sometimes didn't exactly work. Even late into the Wii's lifespan, we had a couple games like that. Was like Skyward Sword. That was a bit of a mess.
But they added bomb rolling.
Oh, yippee!
Bomb rolling.
Oh, yippee! You managed to somehow find a way to fold the Wii Sports bowling game into a Zelda game.
They did it. 10 out of 10.
Amazing.
10 out of 10.
10 out.
Best game.
It's weird. Skyward Sword, when it was released, everyone was like, "Man, this is the best Zelda game ever! 10 out of 10, 100 out of 100."
It's the Zelda cycle.
And now Breath of the Wild's coming out, and everyone was like, "Skyward Sword fucking sucked."
Yeah, whenever there's a new one, the last one sucked, and then when there's a next new one, the one before that sucked or is now better.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I think the only exception I can think of is Wind Waker, where people thought it had very mixed reception at first, but over time it's become one of the most beloved Zelda games out there.
Yeah. Very similar thing happened to Twilight Princess again.
Yeah. Me personally, Wind Waker's always been one of my favorite Zeldas, so
yeah. Yeah, you would say that, but let me go on to NeoGAF and see a post from you from 2007 being like, "Oh, I hate NeoWicker, fucking Zelda, what?"
You assume I've ever gone on NeoGAF.
I assume everything. And I make an ass
wrong.
I make an ass out of you and Umption.
Hold up a second.
That was a Disgaea 3 reference for the 5 people who got that.
I am not one of them.
Yep.
Also, isn't Disgaea coming to Switch?
Yes, Disgaea 5 complete with all the DLC and shit.
Ooh, that'll be cool.
Ooh. Yeah,
also, another big thing about the Switch is that
that was shocking to me because I think I tweeted about this, but NIS has not supported Nintendo since I think Phantom Brave on the Wii. Which they then re-released again on PSP with more content, so that's the ideal version to go with. But
jeez, that was a long time ago.
Yep. Also, that horrible DS port of the first Disgaea.
Oh, jeez. What was wrong with it?
It was sluggish. It was extremely pixelated. Half the voice acting was missing, and what was there? It was not good. I mean, that's what happens when you try to shove a PS2 game on the DS. So
Jesus, PS2. Jeez, wow. Okay, yeah, I can see that.
What retard made that decision? Wop wop.
Exactly, but where was I going? I keep forgetting. Anyway, but there are also those other people that are like, there are just like some people who will hate Nintendo no matter what they do. For instance, apparently people who work the stock market, because whenever Nintendo does something that doesn't involve mobile gaming, their stocks fall.
I'm fucking not specifically stocks, but I'm sick of these fucking analysts because they're never right about anything
Ever.
Yeah, it's like, why do we put so much stock in these fucking profits? It's like they're never right about anything, and they never have been. And it's just like, why did we give these people coverage? Why do we pay them to spout predictions we know won't happen?
Fuck if I know. Like,
go on.
They make a career out of making up bullshit.
Yeah.
Although they call it informed. It's
they're the phone psychics of the games industry.
That's not far off. That is not far off. Plus all those rumors, quote unquote rumors about the Switch, which is really just I made this up and I put rumor in front of it so people would click my thing.
Yeah. I think fucking Hayden or whatever his name is had a video on that.
Haydox,
yeah. Although back then it was just NX rumors, but yeah.
Yeah, but they shit. In regards to Switch, like there's just been so like opinion towards this game, towards the system is like incredibly mixed. There are people who are really looking forward to it. There are people who are like, I'm going to save my money. And then there are those people who are like, Nintendo sucks and everything they do sucks and all this. They're just picking apart absolutely everything about the Switch and saying this is shit and this is shit and this is shit. I actually saw an article saying, like, the article's name is The Subtle Ways in Which Nintendo's Fucking Up the Switch.
Yeah.
And like, I'm sorry, The Subtle Ways, that's basically you using fancy talk for I'm nitpicking, and it's like that you're just nitpicking at that point.
Yeah. Well, the reason we have this topic is because I tweeted you, I DM'd you, and I was like, you know what? I'm fucking sick of everything that comes out being some divisive clusterfuck these days.
Shit, tell me about it.
Everything's a fucking discourse now. And what happened to the days when something would just be announced, come out, everybody had their opinions on it, and that was it?
But no, we gotta make fucking political statements and all this shit.
And like,
look no further than Ghostbusters for that. God damn it.
And here's the thing: the release of NDRV3 really sealed the deal on this topic for me, because here are a bunch of fucking stupid gaijin. There we go, title roll, end credits. But also, giving their opinions on a game they can barely understand from a bullet list of plot points that may or may not, at the time, may or may not have even been real, off of fucking VG. And it's like, you can't judge a piece of media via bullet list of plot points. You can't. Like, it's the execution that matters.
Exactly.
You know? Like, judge it the way it was meant to be judged. Like, actually experience it and then judge it. Don't fucking... And here's the other thing, is that there was a fake ending. Okay, two things. There was a fake ending that was leaked when the game came out. So everyone assumed it was real because it was already after the game came out. And that turned out to be false. And what we got was a very interesting ending. I really loved it, but a lot of people don't, and it's way too spoilery for me to ever go into.
Like apparently there was some sort of shocking swerve at the end of the game or whatever.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Which there usually is in Danganronpa, but this tops all of them.
Yeah,
but anyway,
but apparently this one's bad for some fucking reason.
Yeah, for some reason. We can't judge the execution of it or anything because at the time nobody had even streamed it yet or anything, and the only people who even knew about it were people who were reporting from Japan. So
yeah, this sounds like Nick Creamer reviewing erased levels of knee jerk.
Yeah, and like I'm so sick of people hating on ideas and not the execution of those ideas, because that's not what criticism is. We covered this in our criticism topic forever ago.
Yeah,
but
which in my opinion I think is one of our better episodes.
Yeah. But to reiterate, it is not a critic's job to tell someone what they can and can't do. It's simply to judge how well they accomplished what they set out to accomplish. That's it. Okay? You can dislike... Okay, here's the thing. You can dislike this game for any number of stupid bullshit personal reasons, but that's not legitimate. That's just you. That's you and your hangups. That's not indicative of the quality of the game itself. Especially when you can barely understand it. Okay? That's what I tweeted. I'm like, if you're not Japanese or no Japanese, I don't want to hear your opinion on this game until you can understand what it's actually saying. Okay?
Yeah.
I don't want your criticism on a list of bullet points.
Yeah. What grinds my gears the most is that whenever
you're critiquing an Excel spreadsheet.
Exactly. Yeah. But what grinds my gears the most is when people start critiquing this sort of stuff, and then they start bad-mouthing and putting down the people who like this sort of thing. Like, if you like this, you're problematic, or if you like this, you're a dumb fucking idiot, or whatever. And I'm just like, why the fuck do you goddamn care what the hell I think about something you don't like? For instance, I don't like Sword Art Online. You people, there are a lot of people who do, but I'm not going to fucking. I used to put down a lot of Sword Art Online fans and whatever, but then I realized, I'm being a giant fucking idiot by doing this, because why the fuck should I care what other people watch or enjoy or whatever? So I just figured, you know what, this is dumb. I'm going to stop. You guys can like what you want. I can not like what I don't like, and we don't have to agree on anything. Let's just move on and pretend this never happened.
Right.
Which is, how it's supposed to go down. But no, all these different people are coming up with these ideas. Like, if you think the Switch is going to be a good console launch, and if you think something, blah, blah, first year of release games, blah, blah, then you're fucking stupid and you're a stubborn Nintendo fanboy who thinks everything they do is right. No, I don't think everything Nintendo does is right. I criticize Nintendo all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to pretend like Nintendo is fucking perfect, okay? Yeah. Nintendo has issues with censorship, and they always have, and I always call them out on it. And I might make up excuses every now and then, but mostly just to kind of keep some some perspective on the issue that some of these things deserve a lot more attention than other things, and like we should look at things on like a larger scale.
Yeah. Well,
so by you saying like, just because I think Nintendo Switch is going to be a good console launch year doesn't mean that I think Nintendo is perfect and can do no wrong when Nintendo has done plenty wrong.
Yeah, I'm tired of every statement being judged as a 0 or 10. It's just, yeah. What was I going to say?
Like, for instance, do I think it's stupid that Nintendo's pricing so much for a Joy-Con? Absolutely. A Joy-Con shouldn't cost $70, but it does.
Yeah. Also, another criticism Jim had was that this paid and online service, it has to be as good as PSN and XBL. It can't be the same friend code bullshit they've been doing. You can't charge people for that.
Yeah, friend codes have
and also their plan for rent an NES ROM a month is woefully inferior to the free games you get on PSN and Xbox Live for their premium memberships.
I don't know. I could argue that one a little bit, but
No, it's stupid. Okay, let me tell you how PSN works. Every month you get 2 to 4 free games. Sometimes they're trashy indies. Sometimes they're good indies. Every now and again it's something big, but you get them and you keep them and you can play them as long as you are a member. And if your membership stops, you're locked off from them, but you can get them back if you renew your membership. That's a great service. What Nintendo is doing is pay us money for our online service, which is probably still going to be inferior to our competitors, and we'll give you a ROM of an NES or Super Nintendo game a month that you can only play that month, and you can't even keep it. It's stupid. It is woefully inferior, especially if they're going to be charging a similar price for it.
How much is PSN?
60. PlayStation Plus is $60 a year.
Huh. So it's like $5 a month or something.
That's a rumor. I did not see any confirmation on that.
No, I'm talking PSN.
What?
I'm talking PSN.
Oh, yeah, $5 a month. Yeah, sure. They don't let you pay that way, but yeah.
Okay, then.
That's the math.
Yeah, I can understand your position on that one. Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway,
and I can definitely agree I can definitely agree. Yeah.
Yeah, but
I don't think Nintendo's approach is necessarily poor, quote unquote, but it is inferior to PSN.
Everything they do, and I don't want to turn this into an argument about the Switch, but everything they do, and the reason they have this reputation is because everything they do seems so out of touch with what modern gaming is.
Yeah, to be fair, they're going up against a lot of newer companies that haven't been in the game as long as they have. I
understand that, but they have a woeful inability to adapt. Like, and I tweeted this before. Like, they're great at making games, but they don't understand gaming. They have the mentality of a toy company after all these years.
I think a lot of that might have to do with the fact that they have a lot of like older businessmen working behind the scenes on like there are a lot of older businessmen working on the developmental side of like, especially on the corporate end.
Yeah,
like they call all the shots and make all the corporate decisions. So. Like, I think Nintendo
I understand that, but also just look at Sony's executive board. It's also a bunch of old people. You know, like, at some point, being old is not an excuse for not being able to adapt to your market.
I think another thing might be that Nintendo actually did start off as a toy company.
Well, I know. That's what I'm saying. After all these years, they still have the mentality of a toy company.
Old habits die hard, I suppose.
And it's current year. Like, you can't do... Like, that's not how gaming is.
It's current year, man.
Yeah. I mean, I hate that, but sometimes you just gotta say it.
It is current year.
Yeah.
And they're still doing
it. It was current year when you said that last year, too.
They're still doing shit that was outdated 20 years ago.
Yep. But anyway, back to, unless you had another point about the Switch, I was gonna go back to what I was saying.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Although, actually, no, I do have another point about the Switch.
Okay.
particularly regarding all these people who are like randomly hating on the Switch for absolutely everything it does. Yeah. I find hilarious the idea that the Switch is going to have a terrible launch year, and I'm like, you have multiple AAA titles coming out throughout the year, including ARMS, Breath of the Wild, Splatoon 2, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which admittedly is a port with all the DLC and a few new characters and stages, but whatever. You have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and you have Super Mario Odyssey coming out in the holiday season. No, which for the record, Mario is going to be a system seller. Mario is going to be a system.
Here's the thing, though. I kind of understand that because like the Wii U had something very similar, if I remember correctly. Where they
not necessarily.
I mean, they had good things that were spread out throughout that year, and then like it just kind of stopped.
I think the only thing they really had going for them that year was a new Super Mario Brothers game, but that's pretty much it. At the very least, it wasn't like the 3DS launch where they had no system sellers for the entire first year, and then a year later they cut the price down by $70, introduced the ambassador program, and started pushing out all of their AAA games.
Yeah, everybody keeps
because they realized, oh shit, we fucked up.
Yeah, what a failure the 3DS was for the first few months.
Oh yeah, the 3DS really struggled for a long time. It's actually a miracle that the 3DS is the success that it is now.
Yep. Ironically, the Vita actually had a pretty good launch lineup.
It's like Nintendo pushed all of the 3DS's bad luck onto the Vita.
I guess. And yeah, I don't have to guess. That's pretty much what happened.
Yeah, but yeah, and you know what? Know what else? No matter how quote unquote bad subjectively a system launch might be, or how bad subjectively a system might be, at least it's not Ouya. Well, you have that going for you. At least it's not Ouya.
The funny thing about Ouya is that Ouya did exactly what they said it would do, and people just realized once they had it that they didn't care.
Yeah, not to mention that, from what I understand, the Ouya was cheaply produced, flimsy, underpowered, overpriced, didn't really have any games for it that were compatible, that were any good. And on top of that, the controller was
the controller's infamous for just falling apart when you touch it.
Like you just stare at hard enough and it just breaks.
Yeah, it's like a DVD. Let's stop making DVDs. It's current year.
Seriously though, Blu-rays, go for it.
I know, right?
You can get a decent HDT. You can get a decent 720p monitor for about $100 now. A 1080p monitor for like 150 to 200, and a Blu-ray player is like 50. Come on.
I actually think your price points are a little high depending on where you look, but yeah. Anyway,
well, I'm going with like the reliable brands, so
I guess. Well, when I think of that, I think of buying shit refurbished or used off like Amazon Warehouse and shit. So, anyway, so the other thing about NDRV3 is that one of its central themes is truth and lies. So, let's just say they lied a lot in their promotion of this game. And I didn't mind that because it's all in service to the narrative and the theme and all that.
Yeah, it's central theme, yeah.
Yeah, but some people are just outraged by what they call false advertising, and I guess I can't lie, it kind of is false advertising.
It's false advertising with a purpose, though.
Yeah.
The entire point is that it's false advertising.
Yeah, and they even late into the promotion, they even admitted like there were lies in the advertising. There are some things we've lied to you about. But
and you know, they expected the fans of Danganronpa to be smart enough to catch on. This was the intent behind it all the time, and we should have kind of caught on to this. But no, they're upset because they did what they said they were. Huh?
Yeah. I mean, that could be a separate topic of its own. How much lying? How much lying can you get away with before it's actually false advertising? But well, here's the thing: it's like you can always look this shit up if you want. Is a thing.
Yeah.
you know, I mean, you'd probably be spoiling yourself, but you can. You know, it's not like this isn't like the fucking 80s where there's no internet and you can't like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you said technically speaking they didn't lie about what the Ouya was, and I just have to remind myself of a single quote from the person who was helming the Ouya project. She actually went up on like a stage and said, "There is nothing special about the Ouya." Well, got that right.
Yeah. Well, the thing about the Ouya is it was supposed to be it was supposed to really take off as some sort of Android modding platform, and it just didn't because it wasn't powerful enough. Really.
Yeah, didn't it have like all the power of a budget tablet?
Yeah, like well here's the thing is that like even like a year later, like most phones were more powerful than the Ouya was. And you could get them probably cheaper. So it's like, well,
and considering
and then
$100
you can get Bluetooth controllers for your phone, you know. There's
yeah.
the Ouya didn't it filled a need that didn't exist, and other things came along and filled that need anyway. Everybody thought they wanted it at first when it was announced because like, ooh, a new console. But then when they had it, they're like, well, I could just play these games on my phone with a Bluetooth controller, basically,
Yeah.
and I could do the wireless project to my TV thing. So it's like, well, okay. But
So,
more generally about hype and expectations, I don't know, I'm not sure how to formulate this sentence. But like I feel like marketing is ruining their own products these days.
a little bit, yeah. Honestly, in regards to most marketing, I don't even pay attention to it.
I think that's the smartest thing to do. I think like if you get too involved in the pre-release hype, then you lead yourself to disappointment. You know, like
it just crashes and burns because that's happened to me before. Fucking shit.
It's a psychological thing. Like nothing is ever as good as you're imagining it's going to be, ever. Okay, that's just a psychological thing, you know. So don't get. And I've noticed this constantly with like, I think I said before that like currently airing anime are always held to some higher standard than stuff that has already finished and you just stumbled upon.
I know, right?
Yeah, like when you find and discover
because you're expecting it to wow you every single week, whereas all the other stuff you're just going through it in one single go and you're just enjoying the ride.
Yeah,
it's a completely different approach to each.
Yeah, and it doesn't give you the time. It doesn't give you the time to really consider it and be like, well, I'm not watching this anymore, because you're like when you're just watching through it, you're watching through it and you're like. There's some mentality there where it's just easier to not judge it until the end.
Yeah,
or at least farther in.
Yeah, I kind of stopped watching weekly anime sometime around Erased actually, because I just got really sick of that whole like it has to wow me every single week sort of mindset, and I realized that's not really an ideal way of coming at these sorts of shows. It's better to watch these shows like more in one go or in small chunks. For instance, what I'm doing with Dragon Ball Super is that every 6 weeks, me and my sister huddle around my computer. I go to Crunchyroll and I watch the episodes with her in a marathon session.
Or on the computer because your TV broke?
No, I just don't have anything that connects to my TV that has a Crunchyroll app. Because I'm a poor son of a bitch.
You probably get like a cheap Roku or something.
I might. I don't know. I'm actually going to be getting a Roku TV next month, so that'll probably have it.
Oh, it has like Roku built in it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's cool.
It's going to be a Sharp brand TV, so it's going to be like really sweet.
Remember, I got a Roku for some Christmas once a few years ago, and I actually returned it because I was like, well, at the time I was like, well, I have a PS3, so I don't really need this.
Yeah. I mean, once you have a game console that has that sort of stuff, like Roku is kind of a moot point.
Yeah. Although, to be fair, I probably could have used it because some of the apps on PS3 were terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never used the Crunchyroll app for PS3. How's that?
For PS3, Well, they improved it. They improved it recently when they did that thing where, because for the longest time you needed a premium account to use it. You can actually navigate it as a free user. Since they fixed that, I actually haven't used it, but I imagine it's basically just the same as the PS4 version, just slower. So,
possibly.
Yeah. So yeah, it's all right as long as your connection is good. Then yeah.
I wish Crunchyroll would. I wish Crunchyroll would improve the web player though, because the Crunchyroll web player has this issue where if you leave the video idle long enough, like if you're just watching it regularly, depending on the show, it's mostly Dragon Ball Super for me. Like if you leave it alone long enough, like the video will freeze and you'll have to refresh the page.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I also remember when you wait. I also remember when you're waiting for the counter to go down on a new episode, you had to refresh right before because it wouldn't load up when the counter went down. You had to refresh it.
Yeah, also, something similar happened. Something similar happened for the first few weeks of Dragon Ball Super, where the subtitles would not load.
Yep.
And everyone was like, "Fix your shit, Crunchyroll." Luckily, they did, but you know.
Yeah. What was I say? I also hate their fucking ad program is terrible. For some reason, it's incapable of recognizing that you've already seen that fucking Leapfrog app 3 times in a row.
You can't get fresh puss on a fucking Leapfrog tablet. That is one of my favorite quotes from you, dude.
What, you think you're gonna get fucking pussy on a Leapfrog tablet?
Me and him were DMing each other back and forth about the ad system for Crunchyroll, and he just complained at length about how it just constantly played this one Leapfrog ad, and it eventually just devolved into him saying, "You can't get fresh puss on a fucking Leapfrog tablet." Mind you, that's fresh with a PH.
Yep. It
was so hilarious that, I didn't even ask. I just tweeted it, and it's just, I'm dead. I'm fucking dead.
Yep. Okay, so when it's time for an ad to play, it will play, if you're a free user, it'll play like 3 ads. But it'll sometimes, a lot of times, just play the same ad over and over again every time. And it's like, what? And sometimes, especially on mobile apps and stuff, whenever it's time to play an ad, the thing will just crash. Or it'll freeze up when it's trying to load an ad. Like the ads actually break the fucking app.
Well, if you don't like the ads, you can pay $6.95 a month for a premium membership.
Yeah, I understand that, but like, okay, the thing is, I should be paying to get rid of ads, not paying to stop the app from crashing.
Aren't I letting you use my account anyway, though?
Well, yeah, now. This was before, and I was watching like Ruby Volume 3 in preparation for Volume 4 again, and I was a fucking dumbass and forgot that they're all on YouTube. Because I've watched Volume 1 and 2 on Netflix because they have the home release cuts, which are a little better edited and fix some technical errors. So I watched it on Netflix, but they didn't have Volume 3 on Netflix, so I'm like, oh fuck, where am I gonna watch it? I went to Crunchyroll. When really after I was finished, I was like, oh fuck, I'm a fucking idiot. They're all on YouTube.
Don't they go to YouTube first or second or whatever?
No, they go to the Rooster Teeth website, and then so when they premiere, they're for premium members for Rooster Teeth the first day. Then the next day they're for free members. You have to be registered on their site, but it doesn't cost anything.
Yeah.
And then a week later, it goes to places like YouTube and Crunchyroll.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I was a fucking dumbass and forgot about YouTube because I didn't want to go to the Rooster Teeth app is kind of bad, and I didn't want to go to their. I used to go to their set on my laptop a lot, but I don't like doing it on my phone. So I had to find an alternate way to watch it, and I just forgot they put them on YouTube. All that Leapfrog tablet bullshit could have been avoided.
Yeah, I actually told him when he told me that. I'm like, are you fucking stupid?
Reminds me of that time.
Friggin' talked to him. Like, really, dude? You fucking forgot that?
It reminds me of that time. It was like 6 a.m. I had been playing Fallout 4 for hours and hours, and I was so fucking tired that I tried to okay, so the PS4 controller has like 2 ports on it, one in the front, one in the back.
Yeah.
The one in the front is like micro USB or some shit for like certain headsets, and the one on the back is the charger port, which is like also it's like a different kind of USB. I forget, but
I know where this is going.
so I tried to charge you charge it with the one in the back, but I was so tired that I kept trying to jam the cord in the one in the front. And I was I was freaking out because I thought I broke something by doing that. And I was like, why won't it charge? And then for like 20 minutes I tried to fucking jam it in there. Like I thought, oh my, did I break the cord? Did I break the port? Is something lodged in there? What did I do? And then like I almost gave up. I'm like, I started some Reddit threads for technical support, and then I looked over. I'm like, oh wait a second, it goes in the back. And then after everybody started advising me, because they actually thought I had a real problem, and I was like, edit, nope, sorry, dumbass.
Kind of reminds me of this one time I was like frantically trying to turn on my GameCube, and it just wouldn't turn on. And then my sister just said, Kevin, and held up the unplugged cord. And I
always get you.
And I just flopped over onto the ground defeatedly. It's like, I'm fucking stupid.
Okay, admittedly, we had something similar right before the show started. And I mean, admittedly, I don't know why it happened, but
yeah.
My loud ass computer was particularly loud, and I kept trying to alter my fan speed RPMs and shit, and like cool my CPUs and whatnot, trying to fix this loud fan. And I was like, oh, and then after all this strife and downloading all these apps trying to do this, I looked at the back of my mic. I'm like, oh wait, I have it on the fucking circular setting and not the cardioid setting, so it was picking up audio from all around and not just right in front of it.
Oh boy.
So sometimes the solution is way simpler than you actually think it is. To my credit though, I almost never turn off cardioid mode, so I don't know why it was on that setting.
You might have bumped it or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you're moving stuff around
Yeah.
and fiddling with it, and you accidentally flip a switch on something.
Yeah. Yeah. To my credit though, it's not something I would normally consider because I almost never change it in the first place, so I wouldn't really have I wouldn't have any reason to suspect that it was wrong.
Like one time I was playing on my 3DS, and the 3DS has a little Wi-Fi switch on the right, and
Which is kind of dumb.
and I accidentally moved that switch up when I was working with it, and I tried to get on the eShop to buy a game, and it wouldn't connect to the eShop. It's like, what's going on? What's going on? And I just kept panicking for like 5 minutes, and then I realized, what about this fucking switch here? Do it, and then it says you're now connected to the internet.
I was looking.
Shit!
I'm looking at my history of Reddit comments. Somebody posted a thread defending the V3 ending, and then I commented, "Holy shit, positivity! That's the real plot twist."
Real life's a fucking circus, ain't it?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing: is like I've made a conscious effort in recent years to be a more positive person about things. And when something does more right than good, I tend to maybe sometimes over-exaggerate the amount of right it does. But like,
Yeah.
I enjoy liking things more than I enjoy disliking things.
Yeah, I've been doing that a lot lately myself. Like I've really been trying to kind of correct my whole mindset of I hate this, therefore bad.
Yeah.
Like I've been desperately correcting that to I hate this, but you know, if people like it, I shouldn't fucking care.
Right.
Because I used to be one of those people where it's like, you like whatever, and I don't even know why I did that. Maybe I had something to prove. I don't know, but I've been really trying to fix that whole mindset, and I've been doing good. I've been doing good on that.
Yeah.
A
lot of it is just filtering and just avoiding some of the bullshit. Like
a lot of this.
Go on. It's fine.
A lot of this kind of came to a head when I, discovered SAO was terrible, and I did the whole SAO fans herp derp thing, and then after about 8 months, I realized, why am I still talking about this if I hate it so much?
Yeah, it's filtering out some of the bullshit. Like I used to, and a lot of times it's just cutting the fat from your life and such. Because I remember, I used to write Hummingbird reviews for every show I saw. And there was a time when I was watching like 30, 40 anime shows a season.
Oh, jeez.
And it was...
You mean literally everything?
Almost. For a while, it was kind of like that. And at some point, I was just like, I hate most of this. Like, why am I doing this if I either hate it or am indifferent to most of these? And I'm like, well,
I did that for a little while too.
Now I'm barely watching weekly stuff because it's just like, I don't like to commit to my problem is I just don't like to commit the time to it. Ever since I started loosening my stuff, because I used to watch everything the day it came out, if possible, unless it was like something I had to wait for fan subs on. But and that was fine. But it's like at some point I was like I just didn't like committing, especially since I got more into when I got my PS4, I started getting back more into gaming than I already was. So I wanted to commit more time to that. So I started dropping a lot of shows, and now I'm just at the point where I don't start them, which is sad because there are things that I think I should watch that I end up not. Like I didn't have anything against Poco's Udon World last season. I wanted to finish that, but I only watched like 4 episodes and then I just kind of stopped. It's just one of those things that a week goes by, I'm like, I'll get it later. A week goes by, I'll get it later. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I've missed 6 episodes.
Whatever.
I'll wait on that. It just turns into like a whatever.
Yeah. Right now I'm gonna try to watch Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid weekly because first episode was cute. But I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to watch.
This is how far I've fallen. I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. If this was 19-year-old me, I'd know every show that is airing.
Yeah, it's a new Kyoto Animation series.
Oh,
I believe it's from the same basic crew that did Nichijou, if I'm remembering that correctly.
Cool. It'll never get licensed.
It's on Crunchyroll.
See, but if this was 19-year-old me, I would know that.
I actually believe it's licensed by Funimation. So we have that. Speaking of Nichijou, actually, that is coming out on Blu-ray in March, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, because it's Funimation, they'll probably somehow manage to horrendously fuck that up.
Yep. Dude, if March Like a Lion doesn't come out in March, I'm gonna be so mad.
They're anything aside from Funimation's absolute highest tier releases, it tends to be shit or have some serious issues with it, like the replacement discs for the Code Geass R2 Blu-rays have been sent out because the English dub of R2 is inexplicably in mono rather than stereo.
Yeah, and as we've established, stereo is the shit.
And when Funimation sent out the discs, apparently the first 2 discs...
Yeah, but they should re-release it in VSS.
But apparently the first 2 discs are Blu-rays, but the second 2 discs are DVDs. And it's not like the only difference is the only difference is that there's a small logo on it. No, Funimation also puts large print on each disc saying Blu-ray 1, Blu-ray 2, DVD 3, DVD 4. So it's very clear.
You know what's so funny? You might have heard about this, but for some reason the console ports of Diablo 3 have disc 1 of 1 printed on them, and nobody quite knows why that is. Yeah. I mean, I get it. Okay, here's the thing. So I think the collector's editions have like 2 discs, one for like documentaries and shit. So it says disc 1 of 2, disc 2 of 2, whatever. But then the normal editions say disc 1 of 1, and it's like, why is that even on there?
Similarly with Funimation's Blu-ray release of Strike, which is the movie, which again they just kind of farted out so much so that it doesn't have any back cover art, and the front cover art is the most bland shit ever. They fucked up. Like, the video on that Blu-ray is not good. It looks like a YouTube video sometimes. It is like that bad.
That's an insult to YouTube videos.
Exactly. But
this video you're watching right now probably looks better than that Blu-ray.
Probably, and there's not even much happening on screen aside from some gray circle coming up around my icon right now.
That's not true. You get to see Rantaro Amami's beautiful face.
Ah, yes. I don't even know who that is.
He's a handsome
But-
man, though.
It's from Danganronpa, correct?
Yeah.
When is it ever not? But yeah. Everything about like
You can tell if it's Ruri Komatsuzaki style, it's either Danganronpa or a random character from some Fate mobile game.
yeah, you know, in regards to the whole hype and expectations on the internet or whatever, I just find it a hell of a lot easier to just kind of go at my own pace and not really pay much attention to what everyone's doing to kind of, jazz everybody up for whatever the hell it is. And I'm just like, I'm just going to go for this in whatever way I want to go for it.
Yeah.
And
But,
it's also a lot easier to just kind of come at things with sort of either a neutral or very cautiously optimistic stance on it.
Yeah, and that works for you. For me, I like to take a bit more of an active role. Like I make defense posts. I try to spread positivity and critical awareness, I guess. But and sometimes people are receptive to that, and sometimes they aren't. But it's
yeah, every now and then I'm like, oh hey, this really cool thing's coming out, and I really want to see this because it's cool and I want to check it out. But most of the time I'm just like, oh hey, that's cool, that's a thing, I'll check it out later.
Yeah.
It's mostly just very, very light. Oh, hey, that's a thing.
Yeah, like what was it? I made a post on our Danganronpa when spoilers were being leaked called "What Needs to Be Said."
Of course. Every now and then I do the whole theatrics of "Holy shit, guys! Guess what?"
I'm like, I made a post called.
But that's just for fun.
I made a post called "What Needs to Be Said." Don't blame the game. Where I basically just said it's not the game's fault that you were spoiled. And don't judge don't judge a game you haven't played and you can only understand by Moonroom streams. And a lot of people had a positive reception to that. And then I see that, and then I see other bullshit, and I'm just like, why didn't you? It's one of those weird things where I'm just like, I thought everyone read my beautiful, really written post. And then you see some more bullshit, and you're like, man, why didn't they read my post? Because everyone who did read it seems to have a nice reaction to it.
Yeah.
See, Kevin, if everyone would just listen to me, everything would be okay. That's the moral of this story.
Zeke, he's the only person you should listen to.
Also, my wonderful guests.
Yay!
Zeke, and everyone approved by Zeke.
But what about me?
Anyway.
I love you too, you spiteful bastard.
Here's the thing. Silence is quickly becoming my favorite comedic tool.
It's incredibly It's incredibly just it's a nice little comedic tool.
Yeah. Silence is a great tool. I wish 4K Media understood that.
Ooh.
Oh shit! A Baka Gaijin show episode where Zeke calls out 4K Media? What a plot twist.
Nah, it's just gotta love making fun of 4K/4Kids or whatever. Fuck it, they're the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
But
it's a bucket list of things I have to mock every episode.
At the very least,
4K Media, ANN, Circle K. No, yeah, Circle K is more like a once a season thing.
It's a myth arc. The Circle K myth arc on Baka Gaijin.
More shocking revelations. The secret mysteries of Circle K. What was happening while Zeke was forced to wait for 3 hours for the job interviewer to come back? Find out next week. Or never, because I never found out.
Why?
My guess is they're just a jerk.
Why did the microphone stop heating his corn dog? Microwave.
Sound.
Did I say microphone?
Yeah, I'm like,
I'm a dip.
Microphones don't cook corn dogs, silly.
Kevin Faulkner is very tired.
Hold on.
I actually took a power nap before the podcast.
I did too. Well, I tried to, but microphones don't cook corn dogs.
This does remind me actually of a Vine I saw of some like Japanese science students that took,
and they're Asian, so you know they're good.
Like that they took a styrofoam plate, put a corn dog on it, poured Monster over the corn dog, and then plugged a phone in, and it worked.
Yep.
Like just plugged a phone right into the corn dog, and it worked.
They should put that. They should put that on their advertising campaign. Monster Energy, in case of emergency. If you have a can of Monster and a corn dog, you can charge your phone.
And a styrofoam plate.
Yeah. I'm assuming a potato would work as well.
Possibly.
Probably easier to come by than a corn dog.
I have no idea. Well, I want to know what these science students were thinking when they said, what if we took a styrofoam plate, a corn dog, and some Monster? It sounds like the worst MacGyver contraption in the world.
Here's the thing. I'd like to imagine it was all just an accident. They're all staying up late working on some actual science, and they're so tired, and they open up a can of Monster, they spill it on their corn dog. They're so tired they try to plug their phone into the corn dog, and they're like, "Holy shit, it works, guys! We have our science. Science confirmed.
Science is power." Anyway, I'll be back.
Hashtag science confirmed. I don't know what just happened, but I bet science can explain it. I ever told you my secret wish for when I die? I want everything to fade to black, and then Michael from Vsauce pops up like, "Michael from Vsauce here." I just died. Let's talk about that.
Well,
hey guys, Michael from Vsauce here.
Zeke's dead. Let's talk about that.
You may be wondering about the infinite cosmos.
Also, speaking of dead, this motherfucker didn't know that dead to the world meant to sleep.
I knew what you meant, but I
no, you fucking didn't.
I just didn't agree with it.
This is what it means.
Yeah, but I don't agree with that.
That's what it means, though.
Yo, you're a dry cracker you found under the couch.
Thank you.
You are a half-eaten, mole-covered, hair-covered, fucking sticky, got a piece of gum on it cracker you found under the couch.
Okay, now that's going too far.
I think it was entirely accurate, much like that Pikachu fan art.
That's racist. Ding.
Much like that fat Pikachu fan art I sent to you. It is 100% accurate.
Yeah, that I'm just not sure if that's hilarious or terrifying. Possibly both.
Here's the thing, though. Like, people always say, "Oh, bring back fat Pikachu." I'm like, okay, they did.
It's just bring back fat Pikachu. Next game, Pikachu appears out of grass, sitting in a fucking armchair.
I want that sprite in a game,
wearing a #1 hat and drinking a beer, smoking a bent cigarette.
Yep.
And he's voiced by fucking Danny DeVito. Like Pikachu.
Isn't it funny with each revision of some old video game character they always get leaner, like Sonic and Pikachu.
Blue arms. Anyway.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Didn't they make that joke on Sonic Boom?
They did. They actually made a character that resembled Chris Chan, and that was absolutely glorious.
What children's network approved a character based on Chris Chan?
Cartoon Network, apparently. And they even made fun of like fan fiction. And he said, "How about we read some of your fanfics? Ooh, Sonami, spicy."
On the TV tropes page for Truman Show plot, if you go down to real life, it says Chris Chan's life is a sad borderline example of this. Hold on, I gotta look up what it actually says. I was looking at it a few days ago. It was actually kind of funny. Hold on, I gotta find it. Christian Weston Chandler of Sonichu fame leads a life bordering on this trope.
Fame.
Unfortunate Chris Chan, as he is called, has a perfect cocktail of minor mental illnesses and major personality flaws that leave him both with a slippery grasp on reality and extreme gullibility. Chris is a repeat victim of internet trolls that easily manipulate him for entertainment. Chris has been living like this for nearly 10 years and has ignored literally hundreds of emails sent to him explaining that a large part of his life is in fact a lie. Chris does have a tenuous grasp on what a troll is, but doesn't seem to accept the idea that many of his trolls are fake personalities and identities. While he accuses his enemies of lying quite a lot, he doesn't seem to be able to come to the conclusion that their existence is a fiction. A good example is his sweetheart Bianca. While Chris did learn that she was playing him like a harp, he doesn't seem to realize she is actually 3 bored dudes on the internet. It's like, you're just smart enough to come to the wrong conclusion.
Also, Chris Chan just does things that are just like completely insane. Like no normal person would do it. Like NSFW here, but like sometime middle of last year, it was revealed that like at some point a couple of years ago, he actually got like a taint piercing or whatever, and ended up like getting infected and festering or whatever. So he got rid of it. But apparently he didn't take care of it properly, and so it burst open into a giant gash across his down there.
Wow. Here's the thing.
And he thinks he has grown a vagina.
Talk about coming to the wrong conclusion.
He legit thinks he has grown a brand new vagina, and
but as opposed to his old one. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Crack.com. Okay, go.
He also apparently thinks that on the female body, the clitoris is roughly placed directly under where the scrotum is on the male body. I don't think that's how that works, sir.
I think you're like 2 seconds away from asshole at that point.
I know. And he actually is making up all these. He's making up.
Reminds me of Team America World Police. Sometimes pussies get so full of shit they become assholes themselves. Because pussies are only 1.5 inches away from assholes. But here's the thing. Crack.com top 10 bad places to have a tattoo, a piercing. The taint is probably number 1. Why would you want a piercing on the point of contact where you sit?
I'd imagine that would be incredibly uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And also possibly easily infected, which apparently, according to Christian, is, yeah, that's about right.
Yeah.
But he literally thinks he has grown a brand new vagina, and he even made up a lie. It's like, don't worry, I talked to my doctor. He says it's perfectly normal. What?
Yeah, a perfectly normal gash wound, not a vagina.
It's just confuses me so much. Is he even human? He's more just an amusing train wreck at this point. Oh my God, poor Christian.
Yep.
But it's and apparently he calls like the pus and whatever that comes out of his wound. It's the growing pains from his vagina growing in. No.
He's got like a fake book.
How the hell did this?
Your new vagina and you.
What happened to our podcast?
If it starts spewing strange liquids, don't worry. That's just growing pains.
What happened to our podcast?
The operating manual for your brand new vagina. Written by Pole.
Well, goodness, I don't know about you, but I think this is a good place to stop.
Yep.
We can't top this.
Yep.
Not this episode, anyway.
Yeah, it has been a good episode, though.
It just started off as, oh yeah, Boy and the Beast, that's not a very good show. And then very end of the episode, let's talk about Chris Chan's taint.
think
just a perfect arc right there.
I think it's been a great episode though.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So
This has been the Baka Gaijin show. So Kevin, if there's anything you want to pimp, do so now.
Otaku Midnight Gaming is experiencing a slight delay due to don't worry about it, but
again,
experiencing a slight shut up.
Again.
It's experiencing a slight delay due to a couple key members of the staff, quote unquote staff. The people involved being a little bit on the busy side, so it's going to take a little longer. Should be out no later than February, but that is definitely coming. Otaku Midnight Podcast should be coming back relatively soon as well, and you can, as always, you can find me on Twitter at CCharmerK and Tumblr exact same.
All right, so I am Zeke Freak. You can find me on Twitter, YouTube. Hit that subscribe button if you've liked what you've listened to today.
Hey.
Yep, we have an entire season backlog of podcasts to be enjoyed. I crunched the numbers. I forget most of the numbers, but I remember season 1 was almost exactly 75 hours of podcasting.
Which is amazing. I love it.
Yep. So that's that.
Impossible.
Many fun.
It's amazing. I did like somewhere in the ballpark of like 30 different podcast episodes last year.
Yeah. Somewhat. Like, I think total with all my guest appearances and stuff, I have to be well over 100 at this point. Yeah. So yeah, hit that subscribe button. Zeke Freak on Twitter, Reddit, Skype, Discord, all those places. Fiction Press, of course. I'm gonna. The loss of my laptop has really slowed me down, but I'm gonna try to do some more writing in 2017. Hopefully, I can stick to that. There was something else I wanted to say, but I forgot. I have a Tumblr. I wouldn't go there right now though, because I tend to talk about a lot of. I've been talking about a lot of Danganronpa spoilers lately, so I wouldn't go there at the moment. But eventually. You can always email us, although nobody ever has, at bakagaijinshow@gmail.com, which at this point is just an alt email address for me to use for different accounts where I've already used my primary email address.
Hey, whatever works, bruh.
Yeah. I think my second Reddit account has that as the email address. But anyway, this has been the Baka Gaijin Show. And remember, microwaves don't cook corn dogs. Zeke Freak
Microphones.
Out. Oh, fuck. Yeah, you're right. Microwaves.
Cook corn dogs.
Yep. I fucked up by being correct. That's how
amazing.
Smart I am.
The one time you don't want to be correct, you end up being correct anyway.
Yeah.
Poor Zeke.
Yep, that's
microphones don't cook corn dogs. There you go.
That's the thing. Me being so right is my personality flaw. I'm just too perfect. Zeke Freak out. Ciao for now.